Ooh, our pin should be coming right away.
Okay.
You just sharpen. Okay.
Now we click done.
Looks like we're live.
We're here.
My hair is a little crazy. Do you ever, good morning. Hello, everybody. I was just going to say, do you ever like lose track of time? Like you think you've got tons of time in the world and you're moving at a snail's pace and you're having coffee and you think, great. And then you look at the time and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in my pajamas. I have 15 minutes. I better get moving.
Were you 15 minutes in your pajamas ago?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Because I get, it's at home. It's just us. I think, I just get a little bit, I don't know. I just don't realize that it's that close. Anyway.
Are you on Instagram? Are you on YouTube? Live?
It said live. Yes, we're live. I got a notification.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, watch live. Grocery Girls Knit. Yay. Good morning.
Okay.
So I just get a little bit.
I'm just going to turn the volume.
I see some chat. So there you go. We are officially live with visitors. Hello, hello.
Hello. It's been a week. It's been a bit of a heavy week. So I just wanted to acknowledge that we're thinking about everybody and reminding you that standing in the gap is a pledge of how we live our lives and not just, a passing sort of.
It's been really hard.
Yes.
For a while, quite a while. There's been so much violence and hate and things that just do not make sense in the world.
Yeah. So I'm not going to talk about it at length, but I just wanted to acknowledge and support and send love
and remind you to check on your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's tough right now. It's real tough right now. And we hope you can join. We hope we are a very small distraction for a very small amount of time to bring you joy, because the world is wicked. So that's what I wanted to say. Yes, I would. Yes. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say this morning. Okay, now let's pivot. We have a guest today.
I'm very excited to have a guest.
Yeah.
I have to say, I did use my knitting as an escape this week. I feel like I couldn't believe how much I knit on something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a distraction. I think it was to comfort and give you a space where it was away from what was really going on, a little bit of an escape.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have a super fun guest. And once we started doing these we're so happy to have Maker Spotlight again this week. And when we were thinking about the Maker Spotlight at the beginning, I said to Jodi, and we both agreed, I would really love to ask Amanda Kaffka, who is the Crafty Jackalope.
Yeah. I didn't know everything about her.
Well, I still don't. I just know how much I think she's just an amazing person. And I think what she does is really unique. And I think she's got this sense of fun and playfulness. And she's got so many designs. And I really just want to get deeper into how she got there and what things are like for her. And maybe some people don't know as much about her. And so maybe we'll be able to all learn more about her. And she's Canadian, which is really fun.
And we love supporting women makers.
Oh gosh.
Our Canadian gals.
Yeah.
Amongst many others. But this morning it's Amanda and we're really excited.
We are. She's coming to us from Vancouver. So it's even an hour earlier there for her. We're so glad she, this is going to work for her.
Yeah. I want to say a few hellos because I do like doing that.
I do love the chat, you guys. I have to say, I see Paula's in the house. Good morning. Actually, noon.
Yeah.
Happy lunch. Knitting is Sean's therapy and escape. And I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't so much like articulate it all the time, but I think just instinctually you go to it to soothe yourself because it makes you feel calm and comforted. And I totally agree with that.
Okay, so you know what happened yesterday? It was so hilarious. Dakota comes in from outside. Dakota's always been, she eats tissues. Like
Dakota is what?
A black lab.
Okay. She's so cute.
Chesapeake Bay Retriever kind of thing. Like she's got like the ruffle down the, anyway. She loves eating tissues. If you've blown your nose in it, she prefers that. She'll just eat it.
I had a dog like that.
She just eats it like it's candy and it's gone. Like you blow your nose, you put your tissue down. Like she knows that sound when people blow their nose. She's like, treats. But she came in from outside yesterday, walking kind of funny, like she's been on a horse.
Jodi.
I
don't even want to know
how I've escaped not getting stomach surgery with her, that she swallowed something that she can't pass. There was a rubber glove hanging by the fingers out of her butt.
Are you sure it was a glove? That sounds like
Tracie. Latex glove, like a doctor glove.
Yeah.
Not like a dish scrubbing glove. Tracie.
So she ate one of those?
So hilarious.
Not for her.
It must have been like chewing gum.
Probably.
I don't use those gloves when I dye. So I don't, well, I mean, right now in this, I mean, it's easy to find a rubber glove on the ground, but it was like hanging, and Jordan's like,
so now it's like, you deal with it. No, you deal with it.
And I don't have a hair trigger gag reflex. Like once we have, not everybody, but like the stuff you do with when you have kids.
I know. Things you never thought you would ever have to do.
But it was here.
Really?
And then it fell out. The glove fell out.
Goodness.
Onto the
You
floor.
didn't have to like
pull it.
Yes.
She's had a sock.
She's lucky that
Tracie,
she doesn't have damage or get really sick.
You know what else she loves? Little tiny tennis little socks. Shane's had to pull one out of her butt.
Ooh.
Because it's halfway. Anyway, seeing this glove on the floor covered in poo, it was right here. And I'm just like, I couldn't even look at it. So Jordan and I are gagging, laughing, peeing our pants. And Mackenzie's there. Mackenzie's like, where's your tongs and a bag? I'll do it. And they just,
you don't even need tongs. You just put the bag in inside out and like pick it up like poo. That's disgusting.
That was yesterday.
And hilarious and like crazy. Something you could never predict.
Oh, Beth thought Dakota was my daughter. It's not.
Okay, so that's hysterical, Jodi.
But socks too. The girls will take their socks off and leave them. They're always little teeny shorties. And she eats socks, but she must pass them. She must have steel stomach and intestines.
Right. And she must be just like crazy thinking that she can eat everything.
Yeah.
I did have a dog, Winnie, the little Shih Tzu, would love to eat boogery Kleenexes. Yeah. And it's not like we're pigs leaving boogery Kleenexes all over the place, but if it happened to be sitting on a table before you got to deal with it, she would totally steal it. It's so gross.
The dirtier, the better.
So gross.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Bev. Hi, Bev in South Africa.
What?
Good Lord. What day is it there?
Oh,
Sunday?
Goodness.
No, I'm just kidding, but it's far.
Is it next week? That's amazing.
Gail from Temple Hill, Maryland. Good morning, Gail. It's probably lunchtime.
Okay, Angie said her cat got a pipe cleaner stuck in his intestines.
Ooh, that probably perforated it.
That sounds awful. Yeah. Like, you're very lucky that Dakota's just like, everything's whizzing through.
I can't tell you how many times I've said to the kids, I don't know how we've gotten so lucky with this dog.
And she's a real sweetheart. Is she the one that's scared of everything?
That's Raven.
Oh, Raven.
Yeah,
okay.
That's her.
Who's even bigger?
German Shepherd. Yeah, she's not an eater like that.
Thank goodness. Who can handle two of those?
They do say, and I learned this after being an owner of a lab, that labs are ruled by their stomachs. And that is in fact true. It's funny that personality traits dogs have. And German Shepherd, somebody said, she will be your absolute shadow. They will not leave your side. I'm not kidding.
Super loyal.
I could move 6 inches. She gets up and moves 6 inches. You can't go anywhere.
That's really nice.
I would have, other than the hair, I would have a German Shepherd every day.
She's gigantic.
She's big.
It's like a small pony in your house.
They're big. Oh, what I was
You would have 20 cats before a giant.
Let's get
these giant
dogs. Let's get Shane a big dog, she said. Oh, let's get another big dog to be friends with the first big dog.
Well, because it was this thing. He had to get rid of the dogs from his pre-marriage life.
They were two beautiful huskies.
And they meant a lot to him, and it didn't work with the family. And so I can see where you went thinking, you know what, he would really love a big dog. And they're working out great for the family.
Yeah.
But I can see why you have them.
Yeah.
But you didn't realize these suckers are going to be around for a long
I don't
time.
want them anymore.
They're very nice, but they're a lot.
I'm nice to them, but secretly I talk behind their back.
Smack talk the dog.
Totally. You're gross and hairy. Get away. Okay.
Here's your kibble and a tennis sock. Raven.
Bye. Yes, we do have a knit collage link. We will certainly be sharing
Oh
that.
yeah, for sure. It's actually in the Ravelry group too right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of knit collage, we can start things off really quickly with our giveaway, because then maybe people want to go enter.
Okay.
So yes, the knit collage knit along is officially cast on at the beginning of May, but the kits are on sale for 1 week starting yesterday.
It's a good time.
So if you want to join, the kits are only available for a week, and they do that so that they can get them shipped to everybody and that everybody has their stuff by the time we cast on. So Amy of Knit Collage sent a beautiful Dreamweaver pillow kit in their new Sedona color. This color right here is brand new.
You guys, it's like the perfect rust.
And with the blushy, this one is not a new color, but I love this one. It's called Love Cloud.
I would pick that Love Cloud for a sweater.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So, and then you get a skein of the wildflower yarn in the beautiful, what color is this one? I'm not sure, but it's the yellow.
Does it say on this thing?
Yeah, it will. Oh, goldenrod. Does it have a name? Yes, it has a name. So, and if you didn't see last time, we actually got a sample of the Dreamweaver pillow sent.
Yeah.
Okay, these things were hanging around the house, and my family, my Jeff said, wow, that yarn is amazing. And Georgia said, will you knit me one of these pillows?
Oh.
So I'm going to do that. I'm definitely knitting myself a Dreamweaver pillow. And actually in my mind, I think I want to knit all the knit collage pillows.
Yeah. You know what?
So that's kind of where I'm going for the knit along, but I'm starting with the kit.
Yeah. You've said from the beginning you want to knit a pillow. Can I just say, I hate it when my family asks me to knit something for them.
I go back and forth. I totally get where you're coming from.
God, when Shane asked for a sweater, I just about fell over.
Did he?
I pretended I didn't hear him.
Did he?
Yes. A long time ago.
Well, and I mean, you know, he's going to be around for several years, so you don't have to like rush.
He's lost like 35 pounds this year. He's
Wait
been
till
crazy
he's
working
finished,
out.
because then it's a smaller sweater.
Okay. The sweater wouldn't have fit him if I knit it 2 years ago when he
Right.
asked.
Right.
I knew I was waiting for a reason.
There you go. That's
Mhm.
amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
So this pillow, it's got garter on the one side and entrelac, which is a really fun technique on the other. So that is your giveaway. You win the kit, you win the cowl, everything to do with the cowl. So you get all the patterns and the everything. You're in the knit along when you win this kit. So that is up in our Ravelry group right now. And I think we'll draw the winner like on the weekend. I said Sunday, so that we can mail it out to you. And then if you don't win, you know, there's still kits available for sale still to the middle of next week.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. But yeah, we thought we would start the day off with a chat with our
Let's let Amanda in.
Maker Spotlight. So we're about to welcome Amanda Kaffka. If you follow her on Instagram, you may know the term Crafty Jackalope. That is one of her companies. She's a teacher. She is a designer with like over 100 patterns on Ravelry. And she's got a really cool online shop that we love to shop at. I was just thinking I should have had my Magpie Darling hat. I'm a terrible host already. Well, where's yours?
It's in my bag.
I could go get it.
Okay, participants. Amanda's here.
Okay, so we'll just wait for Zoom to do its thing. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
You got dressed for
gosh.
us.
Look at you. It's so cute in your little room there. Is that your
It is a
studio?
disaster in here.
I love it. It makes me so happy to see yarn everywhere and your shawl behind you.
Sequins. That's all sequins.
I'm totally leaving and I'm going to go get my Magpie Darling hat. I can't believe I don't have it with me.
Oh my god.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Oh, how many Magpie Darlings have you knit?
That is a really good question. And I have no idea, but I always have a magpie darling hat on the go. Always.
That's your favorite.
Yeah, it's
like a
my
comfort
sock
knit?
knitting, basically.
Don't you think? I agree with hats. Is my sock knitting. Although I've recently reconnected with a sock, but that we won't talk
I feel
about
like
that.
a hat maybe even smarter,
Yes.
maybe even smarter than a sock knitting because it's faster and you only need to make one.
Look at the
Exactly.
sparkle on the yellow.
The
Oh
yellow
my-
is so good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I totally want to deep dive into your love of sparkles, but can we start? Because I don't really know, and I love to know everybody's background story. How did you get to be this knitter? Can we ask that?
Of course.
When did you learn to knit? Who taught you?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I just want to thank you ladies so much for having me on the show. You guys are such a positive influence on this community. You've gotten me through this pandemic. I know you've helped so many other people. And yeah, when I watch you guys, I feel like I'm with my chatty sisters and you're showing me all the fun yarny things.
Thank you, Amanda.
You know what? You're always in the chat. You always make comment. It makes us feel so good to see people that keep coming back. Thank you for saying that. We would never imagine that, but thanks for always joining us. And thanks for
I don't miss
saying
it.
that.
If I miss an episode, I'm upset, but I always try. You know, you have someone in Rome here and in Germany.
That blows my mind.
Today,
South
like,
Africa
crazy.
this morning.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
So thank you for that. You're so sweet.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much.
It's so Canadian just to be complimenting back and forth. No, we love you. No,
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
Okay, my turn. So my mom taught me to knit when I was 6 years old. She actually whittled some knitting needles out of arbutus branches. And yeah, so she taught me when I was 6.
That's amazing.
She's super crafty. Her mom was really crafty. Runs in our family. I didn't really knit that much, a little bit in high school. I was mainly sewing and doing needlepoint, following patterns that way.
So that was really cool. Hey, you were the needlepoint girl in high school.
Oh my gosh.
I
love needlepoint.
Did your friends see your needlepoint and think, oh my gosh, that looks so hard to do?
I don't know that I was like needlepointing in public like that.
Yeah, you were a closet.
Right.
I think I was more closet. I just sort of did my own thing. And there was a rule in the house where if we were watching TV, we had to be making something. So it was a really good rule. But it
is a good rule.
Yeah, it was really good, especially as a kid, you know. So I still have that in my mind when I watch TV. I just always am knitting now. But so yeah, I was always needlepointing or sewing.
Is Nancy your mom?
Yes.
I would love to give Nancy a shout out because she's not just crafty.
No,
she's an artist.
It's
right.
True. Yes.
So
she's here.
Her stuff is amazing. And I've seen it in your booth at Knit City. I feel like I was planning on giving Nancy a shout out at some point. She is an amazing
yarn bowls. That's not all she makes, but
she makes so much.
Yeah, she makes so much. Oh, and my mug today, she makes these amazing mugs. Yeah.
Okay, we have to talk about that too, because I mean, your mom is extremely talented. I can see where you get your craftiness from.
It's totally genetic.
I think
right. Your love, and then get it fostered at home, right? Where you would see her probably doing all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
I have never heard of somebody whittling knitting needles.
No, that's the first.
I know.
Unless
I
you're
don't
on
have the
Survivor
original,
and you have nothing else. I've never heard of that. That's amazing.
I know. It's funny. We have a place on Pender Island, so it's pretty close to Galliano. So I spent a lot of weekends there in the nature and stuff, which I definitely didn't love in high school, but
right.
When I was a kid, it was fabulous, you know. So we had lots of arbutus trees in the yard, and
that's amazing.
Yeah. I don't have the original needles, but she did eventually make me like a new set, like a 5mm.
Oh,
yeah, that was pretty special.
So would she should do all these different crafts and you would dabble in all kinds of things, or did you zoom in on like fiber arts right from the beginning?
Well, I did a ton of sewing. My mom sewed a lot. I did a lot of hand sewing, like made dolls when I was little, doll clothes and stuff. And I got into illustration. I went to Emily Carr for 2 years after high school, and also my parents sent me away to this camp called Interlochen in the summers. I think it was for 3 summers in high school, and it's basically,
where's that?
It's in Michigan.
Oh,
It's 8
okay.
weeks
Far
long,
away.
intensive. Yeah, it's far. It was like 8 weeks of intensive study with university art teachers. So
Oh
it
my
was
God.
like half music camp, half visual art camp. So I got a lot of training in visual art, sort of young.
So if you came home and said to your mom, I want to be a dentist, you would have been in big trouble.
Yeah, so the other thing, so high school is really hard for me academically, and my parents were really smart. They said, you just need to pass academics, but you need to get like A++ in art, no excuses. And
because
so I
that's
did
your
that.
strength.
And yeah, so, and it made sense, you know, and I still got a degree in university, so it didn't like put me back at all, but it took the pressure off of having to get A's in every single
I
course,
love
and
that.
just wasn't what I was.
I totally love hearing that, because I think there's this crazy thought that there's only a certain mindset of, if you're not good at this, that it's not valuable in some way.
Yeah.
And that is ridiculous. So to see, you know, see your kid growing up and she's this amazing creative force, and then being held back sort of in the public school system by them saying, but you still have to get, you know, 80% in physics if you want to be anything. So I love that your parents were that, like that, and that you had that fostering sense of like, you're an amazing artist, or like, we'll just barely pass math. Who cares about math? Like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
So where did you along the way go from crafting to transitioning either to putting out design / making it your career?
Okay. So I'll just do my resume. Cole's notes are my resume.
Okay, good.
Oh, good.
So I never really talk about this stuff. It's funny. I don't know why, but
you don't have to, but it's just us.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. So I went to university. So I went 2 years after high school. Went to Emily Carr for 2 years, and in their visual arts program. And I did not love that school at all. It was too like, I wanted to build skill, and it was too like airy fairy. Like students would pee in cups and come to the next day to the art critique. Yeah, and they'd say, oh, I had this vision of whatever, and the teacher would be like, oh, this is amazing. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is like gross.
So for people that don't know what Emily Carr is and what visual arts is, what is that school, and what were you doing there?
So it was an art school that's all art. So you do the first year foundation program where you're doing like illustration, maybe some animation, photography, like dabbling in everything, multimedia projects. And then the second year you can sort of hone in on what you want to do. So I took photography, illustration, and animation. And they also do like graphic design and industrial design. And at the time I sort of wanted to get into industrial design because it was more like 3D and illustration at the same time, but I just wasn't really my passion or my strength. So I didn't get in that program. And then after 2 years of that, I realized I wanted to do fashion design. So, because I was always illustrating fashion croquis and doing like sewing and stuff. So my parents sent me to Ryerson University, which was in Toronto. At the time, it was the only school in Canada that you could get a degree in fashion design. Everywhere else was just like a certificate. So it was really important to me and my family to get a degree. So I went to Toronto for 4 years. I immersed myself in that program. It was great. It was fashion design. So I do have a fashion design degree and background, which is
that's really cool.
Yeah, where my knitting comes in hand with that. But it's funny, I didn't realize that knitting design was fashion design till years later. Like I never made that connection. Yeah, because we were really just taught like paper drafting, pattern drafting, all like industrial sort of, industrial sewing, like
So
manufacturing.
you didn't do a knitting project for like a project in fashion design, where you have to.
A little bit, but not really. Like there was one like half a term where they had knitting, but it was more like industrial, like machine knitting.
Right.
And I think I made like one sweater without arms when I was in university, but that was it. Like knitting was not on my radar at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is so interesting.
Yeah. I love hearing people's
This is
story.
so much fun.
Yeah.
So then you transition to designing / career.
So
Okay,
did you
wait,
finish
there's more.
Ryerson?
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
we're
rushing.
so rude. We're so
No,
interrupting.
no.
I'm
I
so sorry.
This is the fun part, the fun story. So I came back after 4 years of university. So I graduated in 2002, which I realize now is like 20 years ago. So I don't understand like where the time went. It's just
Welcome
insane.
to my life.
Yeah, like what's happening? It's so weird. So I came back to Vancouver and I landed myself like the first fashion design job, like I was hired as the designer and I was so excited. But the problem was that the owner was in jail at the time for like a prominent airline, for funding a prominent airline bombing. So I was in denial for a month.
Airline bombing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in denial for about a month until I had to meet the owner who was in jail. Like I had to go to the jail. The wife was like, you need to meet the owner. So we trucked to the city jail and there he was. And I think I quit the next day. I'm like, okay,
this is a little much.
Yeah, it's not worth it. And he used to like call me from jail at work, like late at work and stuff. It was so bizarre. So bizarre.
That's crazy.
You have a call from Correctional Institute.
Yeah. And then you'd be like, oh, so you think you're a designer now? I'm like, well, you did hire me as a designer, so.
At least I'm not in jail.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
gosh.
I quit that job, much to my parents' full joy. They were like, you cannot work there. I'm like, but it's my first design job. I'm gonna work here. They're like,
somebody
no.
believes in me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So then my career took a total 360 and I worked at this company that was, we edited photos for the virtual tours for Travelocity and Expedia. So every time you click on those virtual tours and the stills, so they would go and take photos and then there was a team of us that would edit them.
Wow.
They'd like take out the cigarette butt burns and like if a pool was covered, we like open it up and make it look beautiful. Like it was crazy what we did.
Oh my gosh.
Their motto was like seeing is believing, and like that is crazy.
That is
it might be your fault that I booked this hotel room in England once, and let me tell you, it was not as big. Like the pictures made it seem gigantic, and we could hardly get our suitcases in the end of the bed in the room.
Yeah,
like, it had to have been the editing. That might have been you.
Yeah, it might have been. So bad. But at that job, I met like a group of gals that I'm still like really close with. And we actually started a little knit group. And I was not an advanced knitter at all, but I could like figure out mistakes. So I was always like fixing their mistakes and stuff. And we were basically like knitting rectangles and making stuff out of them.
Yeah.
And I remember always buying the Vogue knitting magazines, and we would be sitting there in our office flipping through the pages and be like, oh, I want to design for these guys one day. It was like a huge dream of mine. It was so funny. So that didn't happen.
Like I was going to say, fast forward to, I was on your Ravelry page. You've been designing for them. You've designed for them. Yeah.
Yeah. When Trisha was the editor, at some point I was like on their email list so that like, oh, we need a hat in like 2 weeks. Can we send you this yarn? Can you design something or a scarf? It was for Soho Publishing. So it was through like Noro, Knit Simple, Quick, the Quick Knits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That magazine.
Yeah.
So how does that happen from the knit group at work and now all of a sudden?
Yeah. So there's more. Wait, there's more.
There must be a little bit in there where you decide to make a living knitting.
Yeah. So
I love
at this job, I was like working so hard and I'm thinking, you know what, I work so hard, I should be able to work for myself.
Mhm.
And my neighbor happened to give birth to her first baby. And she's like, I'm at home and I'm passionate about baby wear and you have a fashion design degree. Let's start a baby company making leg warmers and toques and slings. This was all manufactured in Vancouver, not knitwear at all. It was all flat pattern fabric styles.
Right.
And so we did that for about 4 years.
Wow.
We were in stores across Canada. We never really paid ourselves. We just worked so hard on that job, and just all the money we made just went back into that company. And so at some point, I think towards the end, I'm like, you know what, I just need to help my husband out a bit here. And he's
Yes.
so generous, you know, with his working like full time this whole time. And so I applied for my local yarn shop because I thought, oh, that would be sort of easy, something fun on the side that I could do both things.
Yeah.
And it was Urban Yarns, and
Nice.
I got
Nice
hired
job.
there. Yeah, and that was a fabulous job. And I realized like the first day I worked there, I had like all those memories of my mom when I was a kid. She would take me to these yarn shops and she's like, you can pick out any yarn you want. And like, I would just see all the colors and the textures and the smells. So that all came rushing and I'm like, oh, this is where I should be in
Yeah.
the shop forever. And
So it just clicked. It just felt like
clicked.
home.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
So we ended up selling that baby company business, which was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really good. And then I'd worked full time at the shop for another 4 years. And also the first day I worked there, I asked the manager, like, can I design something? She's like, sure, you can. So I went, I picked out like a Blue Sky Fibers skein, which was Blue Sky Alpaca at the time. And then I designed that funny little, was it flower headband?
Is that your first pattern that I
Yeah.
saw on Ravelry?
Yeah.
It's so cute.
I keep
Okay,
it there because it's like,
bless you. I'm going to
I
pull
don't
it
know.
up
Bless you.
because it's
Thank
super
you.
cute.
Yeah.
I was
And,
going to be one of my questions was, how did your first pattern come about?
It's really cute. Do you still love it? Like all
Yeah,
these
I mean,
patterns
it's so
later?
funny. It's a funny, I should like revamp it, but it's sort of, there's something sort of charming about it, you know?
I love that.
Yeah. And you know, the funny, I was working at the shop when Alexa and Emily were working there from Tin Can Knits. So we were all
Yes.
working together. And Emily was actually the first one who edited that first pattern. Yeah.
Isn't that a great connection?
Yeah. So funny.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And so it took off from there for you. I mean, you loved it.
Well, I loved it.
Yeah.
And Urban Yarns at the time was really like amazing in that they fostered our like creativity and almost let us run our own businesses within the shop. So like
Oh,
design,
really?
like we were designing a lot and they were like super supportive about that with yarn support and just everything.
Yeah.
And I started teaching there. I did a lot of like finishing work and like mending for people. So I sort of did a lot of different things within the shop. Yeah, I was there for like 4 years.
Did you teach at all there?
Yeah, I taught a lot.
Sorry.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can I show you? I'm going to want to show your cute.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is your
yeah.
first pattern?
Oh, I'm just a baby there.
Look at you.
Hey,
That's
first
so
of all,
funny.
that is absolutely adorable.
I
Yeah.
didn't knit this one, but do you know how
That's
many?
so cute.
I knit and crochet a lot of headbands with a flower on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be linking your design page so people can browse through all of that
Okay,
stuff. But let me tell you.
Oh, I have a coupon code for people too for my
Adores.
website.
You do? Do I have a pen?
GG15. Yeah, GG15.
On your Crafty
Website.
Jackalope?
thecraftyjackalope.com.
Okay, so we're gonna get all this.
Hey, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thecraftyjackalope.com. That's very generous. Thank you so much.
And
So-
it's all weekend long.
So
All weekend. Okay.
when I think of you, I'm not familiar with every single one of your patterns, but your Intarsia heart sweater.
Yes.
Well,
the first-
Tracie
that-
made it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like
I
unreal.
love it.
And she made,
Okay, and what is the name of that one again?
that's the Pilot Pullover.
Pilot Pullover.
I
Okay.
Yeah,
love
she also
that so
made
much.
the little bomber cardi.
And Gigi also made your peppercorn pullover, which
Yes.
I am still totally going to make. Every time I see that
I know.
pattern.
That's a good one. It's like a quick, I love that sweater.
Well, and if
I
you
am-
like baubles, come on.
Yeah, the baubles. Yeah.
Your design aesthetic is very whimsical and fun. I mean,
Yeah.
not every single, but I can see it in your playfulness with, you know, using the sparkle in your hat or an Tarja heart or the baubles. It's just so fun. Your personality really shines in your designs.
I love,
Thank
okay, so can we talk about bulky yarn?
Yes.
Is that a fave? Or do you just love that things work up so fast? Because you've got quite a few of the heavier yarn patterns, which I love because I'm totally into the instant sweaters these days.
Yeah, like the peppercorn pullovers really get great because it's like I think on a 10mm needle, but it's that bulky mohair, so it's still lightweight.
It looks really airy.
Yeah, I have a love-hate with like big bulky yarns because as much as I love knitting them, I do not like wearing them. They're too heavy, they're
Very.
too bulky. So these, like that design you just showed, the Pilot Pullover,
Yeah.
Little Bomber Cardi, they don't really have bulky seams in them, and
Right.
they I tried to make them so they weren't, so they were more wearable, but still.
And I
it's
also
like,
think it really shows the texture, like your garter stitch and these giant stitches and the cables.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
so architectural. Like they are really quite a feature, right? Like it's just so
Yeah.
beautiful.
I like to do like simple shapes with some kind of unique technique in there. My patterns are really easy to follow. They're not as like, they look more complex than they are. I always like to have like rhythmical knitting in
Yeah,
there with
I love
some like
that.
easy and then some like you have to think a little bit, but not too much.
Right. That
It's not-
sounds like exactly my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I met you. Do you remember when we met? We were
Yes.
at the creatives
Galliano.
retreat. Is that what they called it? On Galliano Island.
Yeah.
Jodi got sick with the flu the night before we left. So I was all panicky. Am I even going to go? And I met you there and you came in, you were like the last one to arrive, remember? So
Yeah.
we were having dinner. So I didn't even get a chance to talk to you, but we sat next to each other at dinner.
Yeah.
And I just remember loving meeting you. You were like a new to me designer and you were just I shouldn't say were, you are so bubbly and fun. And I just wanted to talk to you all night. And then the whole weekend you were knitting on the Magpie Darling cowl maybe or shawl. And
shawl.
I was like, what
Yeah.
are you knitting? Those sparkles?
Yeah.
Like the whole sparkle yarn thing. I mean, you've taken it to a whole other level. How did that happen? How did that, where did that come about from?
I remember when I first got my first wholesale account with a yarn company back east, I had like 2 bags. I designed the Magpie Darling hat probably like 2014. So years ago, but it didn't really like click as much. It was a little bit popular, but not really. And I sort of started to do knit kits, but barely. Like it was in the very early stages. I remember buying 2 bags of the sparkly yarn, like the balls, you know, you
Like
get
sequins.
sequins, and you get like 6 of these in one pack, and it was on back order. And then I like ordered it again thinking they were going to send me the back order, and then they sent me like 4 bags, and I was like freaking out, like how am I going to sell 4 all these yarn balls? Like it was like the worst feeling. But I mean, now it's like I can barely
Now
keep it
you
in.
can't get enough.
Yeah.
Okay, because I actually
Can you, I'm going to be really rude and leave because I'm going to go get my Magpie Darling hat. I've
Yeah.
shared it many times.
Yes.
I love it so much. I can't even, it's embarrassing how much I love the sparkles.
so
much. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Amanda, it's so
Yeah.
good. So I have to say, when I first saw the sparkle, I thought, I'm never gonna knit with that.
I know.
It's not my aesthetic. I just think sparkle and sequins. I mean, until you see it knit up,
I know.
because I mean, you guys, it's subtle. It can be subtle like this. Are you mixing a gold with your yellow for this
Yes.
one?
Yes.
Yeah. So which makes it very soft and very subtle. right? But you can have a really fun contrast if you're liking a little bit more of that
Oh, I don't have
sparkle.
any that are contrast. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
That's really nice.
that's so good, Amanda. So when you first designed this hat, what was the thread, or did it have a thread in it?
It was like one of these Cosmos balls, and it was a cashmere. So I really like the idea of putting something like super tacky and cheap with like an ultra, oh yeah, that's so nice. With an ultra luxury yarn. So that was sort of my idea of like,
because when you feel the sequins, they're kind of, it's poly, I don't know what it's made out of, but it's scratchy. Yeah. And you think, oh my gosh, I'm never going to want to wear this.
Oh, good.
And then you knit it up. Like really, it's such a brilliant, simple idea, but it was so good.
What color is that?
This one?
You're wearing?
This one is like a beige with the gold copper.
That's so
sequin.
pretty. Yeah. I literally want to knit them all. So you combine it, you've got really a great selection of kits because some of them are super luxurious cashmere.
Yes.
And then some, like there's different price points, right?
Yeah, so this one is like super cheap. This one is like an acrylic blend. It's a Galaxy. It's in the sale section. And if you don't want to spend, like these ones I think are 45 and these are like 30 something maybe.
Right.
I can't remember quite what it is, but I mean,
still think they're amazing.
They're in the yarn already.
Oh, that one's okay. Yeah. So now are you on a mission? Like, do you look for sparkly yarn now when you're shopping? Yeah, I would think. Yes.
Amanda, do you have black?
Yes, she has black.
Black on black?
Yeah.
Or she has.
Do you have it in your shop?
Yeah.
Save me one. I'll buy it today. I'm gonna knit one for my mom. She would love it.
You have been so amazing, and you've sent kits. We've done giveaways with your yarn. You self-publish books of your patterns, which I love. So you've got all these collections of that's always such a good, people think I don't want to buy a book or whatever, but it is such a good deal for the value you get for all of those patterns. Because you've got baby patterns, accessory patterns, sweater, I'm amazed at, when you go and look in your shop and you go look in your Ravelry shop, you've got 119 patterns on Ravelry.
Do I?
Yes.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is a lot. I just feel like you're very playful and yet classic at the same time. Like, I think you've got this really fun, there's the boho style. I love your newest shawl.
The boho piece.
It's so beautiful.
I'm so proud of that one. Yeah.
So when you and I met that night, one of the things that really struck me, and I came home and told my husband and Jodi and everything, you were running a knitting program at a local school.
Yes.
Can you tell us what that was like?
I love that. So what I would do is I would come in like 3 days a week to my one of the local schools, elementary schools, and I would teach a class of like 7 to 10 students that were like from grades 1 to grade 7, like you get the full range. And I'd have 35 minutes to teach them to knit. And we would do it per semester. So I would go back each week with the same group, like 3 different groups per week kind of thing. And these kids were amazing. Like if they did not like get the knitting, it didn't really matter because like they would eventually. And what we decided on making, which it was really an exercise on like creativity because they would say, I want to make like a sweater for my doll. And I'm like, sure. So they would like get halfway or a quarter and they'd be like, I want to make it a blanket. I'm like, sure.
Right.
Like, change it to a blanket. They don't have to like stick to the same thing. And then we discovered that they could make these crazy shapes. So even if they were like terrible knitters and it would be like this weird shape that couldn't turn into anything, we could roll it up and like put eyes on it. And we called them roll up buddies. And they would have
that's so
little
cute.
creature. Like I remember this one gal, she was like the worst knitter. Like, I don't even know what she was doing. There's like loops everywhere. It was like almost like a ball of like knotted yarn in the end. And we decided, we like rolled it up and it was like a dog with like long hair. It was like the best. And then she came back the next term and she could totally knit. So even having that break in between knitting. So like you teach them the one day and then a week later after sleeping and like mulling it over in their brains, I guess, not practicing, they actually can get the technique of knitting again.
That's amazing. And I mean,
yeah.
you're really doing what your mom did for you. You're giving these kids an opportunity to be great at something that is maybe not academic, or you don't have to be even great at it. It just might be very satisfying, and you might just love it. You don't have to be great at it.
Yeah, and they always came out with a finished thing that they made. Like they made these things.
Yeah,
you know. So
was there anybody that stood out that you said, "Oh, they're going to be a good knitter"?
Oh yeah, there was some really good, talented students for sure.
Look how you inspired people that they probably, Amanda, may never have ever picked up needles in their whole entire life.
Do you love teaching?
I do.
Yeah.
And I really miss the kids. So before the pandemic, that was like my last term, that March. And then last summer, I did do a couple roll-up buddy classes for the kids online. And I'm always shocked how you can actually learn something on Zoom.
Yes.
I feel it's such a handsy thing to be teaching,
right?
You know, but the kids actually were getting it. But it's sort of a commitment for the parents for the younger kids. You know, you can't just have like a 6-year-old on Zoom. That doesn't really work with the knitting. The older kids, they could do a little bit more on their own, which was good. So I'll probably bring that back in the summer. But and
that gives them. You know, I mean, gosh, weren't we all looking for something to do? Like that would be something just to look forward to, whether they're doing well in the knitting or not. It's like, hey, you know, I have my class, Amanda's class.
It's something to look forward to.
And you've been doing one-on-one with a gentleman.
Oh yeah.
One-on-one classes. Oh my gosh. I love following you on Instagram.
What?
Yeah. Bill's hilarious. He's like
Amanda.
80. And I've taught him for years, and he just finished his first sweater, which I'm so impressed.
Okay, this is Bill. Yeah. Is that okay if we do this?
Yeah.
And there he is on a step. You guys are like far apart. Got your mask. You guys are teaching. You're teaching him knitting, and
that's what I roll up to when I go to teach him. I go and park my car, and he's there waiting for me on the steps. It's so cute.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's his sweater. He just finished the sweater.
Yeah.
Did you know him? How did that come about?
I guess my neighbor, Carmen, you know, Carmen we do the lives together. Her husband is friends with his son. And for some reason, there was some connection, like he was knitting and he was looking for a teacher, and we somehow got connected that way. So. And
I wanted to touch on too, you've got a super fun new project. Tell me again what it is. Dear Knitter. So you're like Dear Abby.
Yeah.
Except we're not dealing with manners and life crises. We're dealing with fiber
knitting related. Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, I read that.
I didn't know this.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm going to link that Instagram too, because that's a whole other one.
Tell us a little bit about that. And how did you think of it?
Ever since I started my website, like I was on Etsy for a couple of years, and then I transferred to Shopify.
Look at you. Oh my God, I love it, Amanda. Dear Knitter. Okay.
Yeah. So on my website, I had a Dear Knitter, but it was sort of hidden in like the help section. And it wasn't like, I wanted it more like a blog style, but then I couldn't sort my subjects. So then it became like pages on my website. And I didn't get as much traction, but I've been answering questions since like probably 2016, you know?
Okay, sure.
But then I just suddenly thought, like, why don't I put this on Instagram? Like, this would be a great resource for people.
It totally is.
Ask me through DMs or just comment below, like that's fine too, or send me an email, and I'm happy to answer.
This is such a good one. Dear Knitter, I knit so much, my arms and fingers and shoulders are starting to feel pain. Any suggestions? No pain, no gain. And you've got not only like an answer, but you've got exercises and then this like herbal oil that helps you out, because of course we're all the same. We all overdo it because we don't want to stop. I think you're really fun, Amanda. I think you're doing amazing things. I think you're really, obviously an amazing designer. And so you are such a fountain of knowledge. I love the way you're sharing all of that with us.
Oh, thanks.
So much.
Yeah. Where can we find you? Have you got some upcoming virtual events? You're going to be teaching classes?
Yeah, so I just finished a bunch of classes. I have a Zoom link on my website So you can check back there when I open registration, but I just finished a boho beats class and we did the paralleling shawl
So
class.
just so you know, these aren't classes linked to virtual events. Amanda has her own classes
own
that
class.
she puts together and sells.
And folks that go to Knit City and virtual Knit City for sure will know you from your trunk shows.
Yeah.
And I love your live unboxings on Instagram.
I love that.
That's so funny.
Oh,
Like, it just so when you wake up every day, what does your day look like? Because you're designing from home, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're the whole CEO, everybody.
This is my room.
Yeah.
So my days are always like crazy. So either I'm like, I do a lot of one-on-one, socially distance, of course, now, fixing people's mistakes. I do finishing work. I'm designing, keeping up with all the Instagram, and that's like a job in itself.
Totally.
I'm always trying to find new products. My first love is designing, which probably takes a back burner the most. Because
I agree.
It takes a long time, right? Like to get a project, a pattern done and published, right? It's a long process.
It's a long process. And
especially if you can't concentrate on just that, when you've got your days like, oh my gosh, where did those 8 hours go? Because you've had all this other stuff to do.
It's crazy.
Now, do you teach at Knit City at all? Like,
I taught there, like, I think one of the first years that they were offered Knit City, in real life,
right?
But, because Mom and I have a booth, like that's a full-time thing in itself. So it was really hard for me just to leave halfway through and teach for like 2 hours and then come back. Yeah, and it's like my poor mother was like manning the booth by herself, which was great, but too much. So I stopped teaching at the Knit City.
It's a great
I am doing the Vogue Knitting Live events this weekend, Saturday and Sunday from.
So trunk show for yourself?
Trunk show, yeah. Carmen and I do the show. And it's really fun. And my mom is helping with that too. So she'll put all the links to what I show.
Oh my gosh.
It's
so
like
there's lots going on.
You're just, wow. Your
next weekend's the Fiber Love Affair.
Okay. That's a Canadian event that was going to be brand new when the whole pandemic thing hit, right?
Yeah. Eureka.
Literally the weekend.
Yeah, it's crazy. So this month has been insane, like every single weekend. So Knit City last weekend, Vogue Knitting Live this weekend, Fiber Love Affair this weekend. Like, it's almost too much, you know?
So, you know what I love? I love all these virtual events that have come about. I mean, people pivoted and did these, virtual events, which are amazing. But because they aren't having those in-person classes one-on-one that happen daily at yarn stores, I love that you have incorporated that and have started to offer that, because for a knitter to be able to learn all those different things, I love that you're doing that, Amanda.
And it also builds community. Like, we're all in our homes, and like, even if you don't come out with a finished product, I mean, you still learn. We all learn from each other in them, and it's just a time just to get together. So I always offer like classes and then meetups. So I'll have like once a week class, and then we'll do like 2 meetups on Saturday morning where, like, if you had questions on the previous class, you can ask, but it's not like a teaching time. It's just to connect and to show progress and like, or not progress or whatever's happening, just to connect. So I always offer that within my classes too, which is sort of.
I love that. So that's super comprehensive. Like, that's even better than the yarn shop class, really. Like, you're getting a check-in in between, which is really awesome. Well, I would love to take a class from you. I know it would be so much fun.
Totally.
For sure.
I love you to
I love
my
classes.
class.
So
what are we gonna make? What are we gonna make?
Just so people know, you've got all your designs on Ravelry.
I do.
You offer virtual knitting classes, different types of classes. You can find those on your website. What else can we find on your website?
Oh, all my knit kits. I sell needles, yarn. Yeah.
You're like a virtual yarn shop.
I am.
Right? Like, you do. You've got tons of kits, tons of patterns, tons of needles. You've got like, you've got all the stuff you love to work with, right? Yeah. Is available on your website.
Yeah, I try to kit up most of my designs, or a lot of them.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps. A kit is a good thing.
Oh, totally.
Like, I'm in a yarn shop for a little while
love a
too,
kit.
and everybody wants the kit, and
Yes.
everybody wants the sample color.
Oh,
Like-
isn't that so true? It's crazy.
Like, that's the color that just goes, and you're
I
telling
know.
everybody, oh, we don't have that color anymore, but this one's nice.
I know, and they're like, nope, I want
No.
the sample. So I try to like knit a lot of. I knit a lot of samples.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine. So I did start that other Etsy, or sorry, Instagram that was new to you knits. So I was trying to sell my my samples. Yeah, I'll send you the
Hey,
link.
that would be really fun on an Instagram live, saying you're doing a
Yeah, I
sample
should
set.
do that live. I haven't gotten to the Instagram live, but I really need to do that.
You look like you have so much fun. I love an Instagram live unboxing. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
and something else we have in common, we both love Yarn Bowler, who is a Vancouver-based pom-pom
It's so
queen.
great. Oh my
She's
god.
so good. So
Yeah.
you carry a lot of her pom-poms. She makes a line of pom-poms that we like are crazy in love with.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
love that you incorporate, I mean, of course, with all your hat patterns, but I feel like you're very creative with pom-poms too.
Well, I'm designing this sweater. Let's see if I have this one. I'm always on like Sleeve Island when I watch you. So I have just a little bit
Oh,
of
I love that shape.
Me too.
yeah,
It's a V-neck.
Is it V-neck?
yeah, a little
Oh,
V-neck,
yes.
right?
Small V-neck.
So I'm gonna put little mini pom-poms all over this. It will be
Oh
optional,
my
of course. Like you don't have to go crazy.
So cute. Okay, what weight of yarn is that? Is that worsted?
This is actually a bulky. It's Ancient Arts yarn, big squeeze. And then
Oh, I love that
paired it
yarn.
with mohair, which is like,
I've knit mittens in that yarn. That is
I'll test knit that for you.
beautiful.
yay!
Reach out.
Okay.
Amanda, would
Yes.
you quickly show your embroidered hat? We're
Yes.
just about finishing up, but I would really love that because I think this technique.
That's what I should cast on next. I have this kit.
Have this
I
kit.
love this.
So this is a So Good version, and this is a huge trend right now. So
Yeah,
I
I'm loving
designed
it.
in January. I designed a sweater that it hasn't come out yet, but it's got embroidery all in the front. And I was actually wearing it in my unboxing video. I think for Jodi's when I opened your bag. I think your bag is right here.
I see that
Aw,
peeking. You're so
oh,
cute.
I
you're
love
so
that.
nice.
So I was unboxing this and showing your gorgeous yarn.
Aw.
And I was wearing my sweater is like these colors. It's so crazy. And I made that in January. So yeah. Anyways,
I want that hat.
I want Jodi. I literally just finished a sweater, and I've been thinking to myself, now I'm free. I can cast out
I
whatever
need.
I want.
I would like to buy one of those. Do you have the? Does
I
it come
have-
in a kit?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you
With
get a
the
needle,
pom
you
pom,
get
with the needle.
Yeah.
Like literally with your embroidery needle and your little thing of embroidery yarn.
yeah.
I feel like that's just what I need.
Because it's like a small canvas for
Yes.
embroidery. So it's not a big commitment. So and it's really a simple pattern.
And for people like me that don't really know how to do that, I feel like it is a good way to practice. And hey, it's not yarn, just pull it out. If it doesn't look good, pull it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Amanda, that's cute.
Yeah, right?
I
I
bought
love this
Three
trend.
colors like black and white and I think a pale pink.
I bought the cut kit that's the reverse of that. So the hat's
Yeah.
black and it's a yarn and then a mohair
Oh, here's-
held together to knit the hat. And then another yarn is the embroidery.
I think I
That's
want that one.
beautiful.
I don't know. They're both so cute. I'll have to have a look. Save
Have a
me
look.
one of each and I'll buy it.
Jodi, she's a shopping
Okay,
machine today. I love it.
It's the So Good, So Good version of the Simply Soft hat.
Simply Soft. And everybody's going to use your coupon code of GG15 so they can
Yeah.
save a little bit on their kit this weekend.
Yeah.
This has been so much fun. I don't even want to say goodbye.
I don't either. Okay,
But we
one
have-
more question. Well, not maybe one. What is there anything you can sneak peek or let us know what's coming soon? I know you have your beautiful shawl that's your newest pattern, but what can we look forward to from?
Is your sweater with the embroidery there?
I could go run and get it.
No, it's okay. I just thought I never saw that one, by the way. So
Oh,
I feel like maybe I should be knitting that
that
when the
video,
time comes.
for some reason, I got like over 2,000 views like in the first day. It was so crazy. So you should,
That's
yeah.
amazing. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
When can we expect your hat? I mean, your
Which one?
sweater, embroidered
Oh.
sweater.
Okay. I can't really put dates on it, but
Like
maybe in
months.
like a month. I just need to grade it. Oh, and I
Yeah.
have, oh my gosh, I have so many sweaters actually.
Good.
There's a sweater that I designed for Blueprint, but they went out of
Oh, darn.
yeah.
So they were going to kit up your sweater.
Well, then I approached Madeline Tosh and they picked it up, but I just had to finish the sample. But the pattern is all done and graded and like full size inclusive. Like it's crazy. I just need to do the sample. So
Do you feel like you want to hire someone to do like fulfilling orders and things like that? Or
sometimes like I feel, but with the pandemic, like it's in my home, my business is at home, so it's hard to have someone.
It is hard.
What about someone to finish things like sleeves and body after you, like this sample you need finished?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be great to mail that off to somebody to finish?
Yes, I should. Yeah, I've been in talks with your gal about that.
I think sometimes it's hard when you're used to doing everything yourself.
Yeah.
It's hard to figure out, okay, now I'm at the moment where I'm driving myself crazy. Like I need to make some changes to make my life a little bit more streamlined, like to keep things rolling so I'm not always exhausted and all that stuff.
And when your business is a hobby, you never get a break, you know? Like
I agree.
You're always thinking of designs. It's in your home. Like unless you physically like leave the premise and go on vacation, you're never gonna, and even then I bring knitting, of course, but it's usually those patterns.
Yeah.
So I always call it like vacation knitting when I'm knitting someone else's pattern, just to give myself some like break. But when I should be doing so many like my own patterns. But
I can see why you're always knitting a magpie darling then. Like it's just, you know it inside out. You could do it in your sleep. It makes you feel good. Plus it's also a good sample for the shop, which is so great. Or a gift for someone.
Totally. And it's all
so your sweater that sweater that you just held up, is that one also
come out soon? I
love the crop.
Grading it, and I just need to finish grading the one with embroidery on the top.
Wow. Not just, that's a big job. But
yeah, that is a huge job. And you know, you got to be inclusive. Like this pattern, this is the Elliot Cardi that I'm wearing. And it's got little
Amanda,
come on, how cute is that?
Yeah, so big sleeves are a big trend, which I love in the 3/4. This one has like 17 patterns, I think. Like it's all the way from like baby to adult.
How cute would that be to knit, like if you have a little toddler, the same sweater as yourself? That would be really so cute. Yeah. Well, that's amazing. I eagerly await all of those sweaters because that's pretty much all I want to knit these days. I'm gonna have to figure out something in my closet because they take up a lot of room.
I know.
I'm gonna have to kick my husband out of our closet.
Totally.
That's my plan.
Good Lord.
So my husband built our closet, and it literally, like, if this is a scale of our closet, my closet's like this and his is like this.
That's as it should be.
As it should be. Yeah. And it's like around the corner even, right? And then he's always complaining that I've got way too many clothes and he doesn't have enough space. I'm like, you built this.
Yeah, it's your fault.
We are not going back now.
No.
Like seriously, we don't even leave the house. We could wear the same thing every day and no one would know, but we need all the stuff.
We need all the things.
Yeah, one day the world's going to open up again and we're going to have a million sweaters.
Totally. Which I love your new sweater that you're wearing. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Oh,
I literally knit myself into a sore elbow this week, but I'm so happy with it. It turned out awesome.
It's gorgeous.
Thanks. Amanda, this has been a pleasure. We look so forward. It was very last minute. We thought, let's host somebody this week. Who should it be? You. So I'm glad you could join us on short notice, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for everything. We took up more time than we expected, but I mean, I could still go for on and on and on. I just have such a good time visiting with you. Thank you for everything. And we will link everything below the video and in our Ravelry group so that people can come see, you know, what's happening with Crafty Jackalope. And hopefully people send you Dear Knitter questions.
Yes.
Because I love, right?
Oh, okay. I'm going to send a question.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe we'll even, is it okay with you if I read out a Dear Knitter question? And
yes.
Because I feel like they're so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're so good. And who doesn't, or maybe I'll just tell people, you got to go check it. You've got to follow Dear Knitter and send questions, because that's, people have, sometimes they don't know where to go for help.
Yeah, I think
And
it's
I
a
love
really
the-
great resource, you know?
Totally.
I love
that we can all use. I hope you have a great day. What's on your tap today?
Oh my gosh, well, I'm teaching Bill again. He wanted 3 lessons this week, which is crazy.
Bill's addicted.
He's addicted. And getting ready for Vogue Knitting Live. That's a big job.
Big week.
Taxes and GST is also on my list. My
La,
least
la, la.
I
favorite.
did that already.
Yeah.
I filed everything and paid
Oh.
my GST.
Doesn't it feel so like a relief? when
Oh,
you get it done?
For another year, it's done.
Yeah. I know, but then
Yeah.
the years go by so quick. You're like,
I know.
why am I
Yeah.
at this spot again? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh,
Totally.
and inventory. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope it's mostly fun stuff and less of the other.
Oh, and the weather is gorgeous here. So I'm gonna knit outside for a bit.
Oh, that
Oh.
is such a treat. Ours
That
is
sounds so
finally
nice.
getting that good. So we're really happy about that. Although we had snow on the weekend, it was a nightmare.
No.
No, I can't
Yes.
even, it was so bad.
No.
Like this much.
Like it was a blizzard. It looked like January. It was so sad.
It's gone now.
That's
That's
Alberta.
crazy.
It
Yeah.
is crazy. We should all live where you live because it's so gorgeous.
The spring here is out of control.
It is.
We look forward to seeing whatever comes next for you. We love you and
Oh,
thank you for
thanks.
joining us.
I can't wait to see you in
Yeah.
person, hopefully soon.
Oh
And
yeah.
thanks again for stopping by. This
Oh my
was
god,
too
thanks
much
for
fun.
inviting me. You guys are amazing.
And hi to Nancy. Nancy, I'm
Yes,
linking
she's
your
Talking
shop too.
Clay. Talking Clay.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm going to be linking that
Is
too.
there
'cause
anything you want to show before we leave really quick about your mom? Because her things that she makes, she's a beautiful maker.
Beautiful maker. So she
such
has
an artist.
amazing yarn bowls.
See how gorgeous that is?
You
Oh,
know,
it's a kitty. Oh my God, I love it.
and then
We knitters like our cats.
yes,
That's
we do.
stunning. That black glaze and that other, that's gorgeous.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. I
Yes.
don't know if these are up in the shop, so she might kill me that I'm showing it, but
Yeah,
That's all
I'm
right.
morning coffee. What can I say?
that's right. So we'll link that to your mom
Yeah.
is very talented.
We will
Yeah,
for
she's
sure.
on Etsy, Talking Clay.
Etsy,
Okay.
Talking Clay. Got it. Because she does
Yeah.
beautiful shawl pins too.
Yes,
That are
shawl
so
pins,
gorgeous.
um,
Yeah.
Yeah, yarn bowls. I think she might have some like little figurines, little cat things that you put. They're like acupuncture, almost like you just rest them on they're like curled up cats.
Really?
Sort of like presses on like pressure points on your hand.
Okay, so
Yes.
that is
Stunning.
so cool. You had
Yeah,
Jodi at Cat.
Yeah.
They're really like sweet.
Whatever it is. Yeah, I love it.
All right. Well, that sounds great. We're totally linking everything. And thank you for the coupon code.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope
you're welcome.
everybody comes to your shop because you really do have the best kits
Oh, thank
and
you.
the cutest patterns.
And I try to
So-
I hand wrap everything, so it's like you're getting a gift in the mail when you get a little handwritten note.
It is. You do a great job. There's always like fun, sparkly tape and
Yeah.
twine. And I love getting your parcels.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Because I just rip it open.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Christmas.
I do love it. Thank you for everything, Amanda. I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
See you on
Bye.
Instagram. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. That was so much fun.
She's a
Thank you, Amanda, for making time for us. Because you're right, this was last minute, but
Yeah.
but not super last minute. But you know,
No,
she's-
we thought it would be more like not next week, but the week after. We would reach out now for 2 weeks from now. But this, I mean, you have to sometimes just switch. I mean,
I love that. I mean, and that's sort of like typical
us.
pandemic. It's typical
Yes.
us, but it's typical pandemic. You have to just kind of roll with it. You have to pivot.
Yeah.
You have to make do or do not make do, but make a change to make things happen.
Yeah. And you guys better not.
I
buy
can't
them.
believe I
You
didn't.
better not buy them all because I want to buy a couple of kits from her today.
Well, she's always restocking. So go ahead and shop like a
Right.
maniac
Yeah.
because
everybody needs. I'm going to get one of these kits and an embroidery kit.
well, I have to thank you for asking her to show the embroidered hat because I have now just figured out my next cast on.
Yes.
I bought it at Christmas.
Yes.
And that's the thing. You can stock up on these kits. And because when you get the sparkle yarn, there's like, I think you can make 2 or 3 hats with one ball of the sparkle yarn that you get. So you can use stash, you know, for worsted weight yarns or whatever you have, because you've got the sparkles to make.
Come on, you guys.
Well, and I think I want to do sparkle mittens too. Like, it's ridiculous. They're so much fun.
You should design.
Well, you know, she's got all this amazing stuff. So I'm thrilled to have been able to host her as a maker spotlight.
She was lovely.
So great.
And if that hat ends up in my bag, so
Shocker. So maybe we should talk more knitting, our own knitting this time.
So people have been noticing the sweater you're wearing.
Yay. I knit my
Now I
pants.
have an injury.
I knit my pants off this week.
Do you want me to hold up your elbow?
You should. I should have an ice pack tied right here.
Totally a sling.
So I did. I finished my comfort fade cardi that we're doing our knit along for.
Tracie.
And can I just say, I finally knit sleeves that are the right length. I don't know how, like normally they're always so short.
Okay, come over here a little bit. I know there's not a lot of room. You're not seeing, but she's knit it just like hip.
Yeah. Like it's just, so I did make it square. I don't have the 2x2 ribbing at the bottom.
Okay.
I just switched it to 1x1. I thought that was, I just like 1x1.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. That
Love
doesn't, I love it. I just think the yarn fade itself.
So
this is La Bien-Aimée yarn
Yeah.
in the Sienna kit. So there's 4 colors.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with that. People are like, "Ooh, I love the colors." I had nothing to do. I mean, it was all, they're
Amy and
so
her
good
team.
at their fades.
Yes.
Yes.
We do not have kits in the grocery girl shop.
No.
You'll have to contact Amy and her team at La Bien-Aimée.
Yeah. Or yes, of course. If you want this one, you have to go to La Bien-Aimée.
Yeah.
I see lots of dyers are doing fades,
Oh, they're beautiful.
which is really fun. So maybe there's someone even local to you, or maybe like this is the perfect stash busting project.
Yeah. Several skeins. Yeah.
Because what I ended up using for this sweater was I needed 2 skeins of each color, but man, I had leftovers. So because I knit it shorter,
Yes.
and because I didn't do the giant shawl collar, all I did was pick up.
The same amount of stitches.
I didn't use a stitch count, but in the pattern, Andrea tells you a formula, like pick up 2, skip 1, pick up 3, skip 1. Because I knit this shorter, so I didn't know how many, like a number to follow. I just started.
You followed her formula.
I just followed the formula all the way around, and it worked out really well. And then I just did twisted ribbing. And all of this is on my Ravelry page.
You guys,
so nobody has to ask. And that's my stand in the gap.
We came.
Jodi
both-
and I,
Do you want to see our boobs?
here we go. Double boob shot. We both are wearing
I feel like I need some beads after showing that.
20s today by total accident. But Jodi,
Okay.
I can't
It
even.
stopped me in my tracks when I saw you today. You knit the perfect length for your what you love to wear. It's so flattering. Your sleeves, the fade, but the collar.
Yeah. So thank you.
You made adjustments to it was already a beautiful pattern, but there was a few tweaks that you thought, I'm not sure I love the fabric on the collar.
Right.
I know that I love this collar, so I'm going to switch it out.
So I was thinking, geez, should I be modifying it? It's an awesome pattern the way it is. But this is what I came to think, that I think the reason I hadn't knit it, because it's a 3-year-old pattern. I love the look of it, but it's a long cardigan, which I feel like isn't my favorite. And it had a giant shawl collar. And I thought to myself, I've already knit a shawl collar thing and figured out that's not my favorite, or it doesn't work as well for me. I have no neck. It just made me look weird. Neck. So I think that's why I passed on it and kept looking for other projects. And this to me is like, you know what? This is why we knit our own clothes. You can make little adjustments, like just shortening the sweater doesn't change the pattern. You're just knitting it to your preferred length as for your body. And then this ribbing, yes, you don't get the grandpa feel of the cardigan, which I totally love. But for myself personally, this is exactly the kind of sweater I want. So don't run away from a pattern just because there's one element that maybe isn't your favorite. Just take that element and make it perfect for you.
I have a question
Yes?
for your sleeves.
Okay.
Did you do anything different in the cast on or increases for the sleeves? Did you cast on
Yes.
extra stitches?
No, I did not cast on extra stitches. So when I did my gauge swatch, I was a little bit off gauge from Andrea. My gauge was a little bit bigger. So I got 20 stitches and hers is 21. She was able to fit 21 stitches in 4 inches. So my sweater, just by knitting the size, whatever size it was, is going to be slightly larger because my gauge is larger. So I had the same number of stitches.
You were worried about the sleeve?
I was
Because that
worried
a
about the sleeve.
yeah.
I was worried about everything with this sweater. Like I wasn't sure what size to knit because I knew I wasn't doing the garter stitch collar. So I wondered like, how wide is that? What size sweater should I knit? Because I don't know how many inches I'm going to get here.
Because the collar is included in your, in
Right.
around your body measurement.
Right.
Yeah.
So I ended up knitting one size bigger than I normally would pick. It just turned out perfectly. It turned out, I'm so happy with
So
this.
you basically followed the sleeve. You shortened the sleeve.
So back to your sleeve, I did not increase any stitches and I added one more stitch in the middle and then used that to make this detail here, which is, it's a purl stitch on the inside. So I was knitting everything inside out. My sleeves, I knit inside out, so I didn't have to purl them. And I have kind of shorter arms. So I knew I had to make my decreases a little bit closer together. So my pattern said decrease every 6th round. I decreased every 4th round. So it's not a huge difference, but it helped me make sure that I got rid of all those extra stitches. And it's not a skinny sleeve. Like the pattern is a skinny sleeve. This is not now.
Right.
It's just kind of a regular sleeve. I don't know what to say, Jode. I just feel like
It's amazing.
mostly
That's what
followed
it
the
is.
pattern except for this.
Yeah.
Sleeves can be tricky because if the pattern says space out your decreases this way and you're not used to, I compared it to another sweater that
you needed a bit of knowledge to make some of the changes that you made. You need some garment knitting knowledge.
I should add that to my Ravelry that I changed my decrease rate. That's one thing I forgot. So I will add that. But that's what's so great about these projects on Ravelry. You can look and see what other people did and soak up that info. So if your arms are a little bit shorter, I will have that information of what I did.
If you've got T-Rex arms.
They're not quite that short. Jodi's has long arms.
I have longer arms, yeah.
So we're kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum. Okay, done. I'm done. This is what the sweater is meant to look like. Jodi.
So look, I finished knitting my sweater.
You're fast. I didn't even know you were knitting it.
JK, Kelly knit it.
Kelly is
knit
an amazing
it. She
knitter.
is an amazing knitter. And it arrived Thursday last week, just the day we podcasted, so it's a little late.
Isn't that crazy?
So this is the Jasper fade. This is the fade that Amy gifted us.
Yes.
In hosting this Cal.
Yeah.
And the colors are incredible.
Isn't it beautiful?
Kelly knit
this stop it. Okay.
to the pattern.
Okay, look at, see the garter stitch? I have to say, I love garter stitch.
Yeah. The sleeve is a little bit different. Tracie's done her cuff in the ribbing.
Yeah.
And then this calls for, what do you call that? Just
this is garter stitch cuff.
Right. Garter stitch cuff.
Yeah. So you're doing I'm assuming a round of knit and a round of purl. See this little, and the reason that this purl stitch was added, this is totally Kelly's idea. She sent me this as a tip because she's already knit one of these. But when you're doing this on the inside of the sweater, I made the purl my first stitch of the round. So when you're changing colors, it's the purl, like you're crossing your yarn and bringing up your new one. The transition was really nice in a purl instead of just carrying everything up. Like all of your little, see, I haven't even trimmed all my yarn yet because I haven't wet blocked. I just steam blocked. But all of those strands are in the purl channel, kind of.
God, you can't even see them.
So it really makes like an invisible, you can't even see where your colors start and stop. So
Yeah.
that was brilliant. That was totally Kelly's idea.
Because otherwise you're going to get a slight jog because it's a spiral. You're just keep on knitting on top of the spiral. So you will get, when you change a color, it's
Yeah.
going to be slightly different. So when you have that purl stitch, you guys, you essentially do not see a
It
color
was
change.
awesome. It was awesome. And personally, myself, I knew I was going to wear it on the reverse stockinette side all the time. I love the detail
Love it.
where you've got a knit stitch
Yeah.
texture on all those
Well,
pearls.
it mimics your raglan increases
It
here.
totally
It
does.
just has that feel. It's all cohesive.
And it is nothing to do it. So you just make sure that your cast on number of stitches under the arm is an odd number.
Yeah.
And the middle one was the pearl. And honestly, if it's even and who's going to know one stitch difference? I think we agonize over that stuff.
Well, either way, you could just start with the pearl. It doesn't matter how
Yes.
many stitches, right?
No, but the one in the center is the one you want as the pearl.
Got it.
So that it's kind of centered.
Yes, got
Yeah.
it.
But if you have an even number, nobody's going to know you're one stitch off is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
And then let's talk about this collar. So you guys, when people say it's the collar, it's no joke.
So this is where your body started, and this is how many rows of garter stitch. No wonder I have yarn left over.
That's a lot
The
of
collar
knitting.
takes a lot of yarn.
It is so incredibly
Look at the
beautiful,
short
you
rows,
guys.
Jodi. Like when you hold this collar out, look how
Oh,
the
yeah.
difference. So to build all of these rows, it's all short rows where you
I'm
don't,
seeing here.
you wrap and turn, but you don't have to pick up the wrap ever. They hide in the garter stitch.
That's so beautiful. This is like a piece of work.
It's
art.
a
I mean,
stunning pattern.
Yeah.
I can see why people are so addicted to fades. After doing one pattern like this, Amy has put together the most stunning fades. This is Mount Kitchener at the bottom.
Yes. No, second to last is Mount Kitchener.
Second to last, it's got this interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely off the charts gorgeous. The jasper color.
Yeah.
And I do love how,
I'm just going to answer this UPS Canada because it's about our packages.
okay,
Oh,
I do love how, here, can I have your sweater? I do love how your, kind of your pop of color is sort of up near your face. And then it's also, it frames the sweater, like you pick up, oh, maybe I picked up mine wrong. Okay, so I guess you're supposed to have that on the outside. Oops. Oh, sure, because then you fold it over and it looks like that. Well, it is really just the most stunning sweater. I love that you can wear it either way. You can choose your stockinette side, but I think the fade is really like blended through the reversed stockinette. So these fades are both La Bien-Aimée and but you can make a fade, right? Like you can use single skeins of DK or 2 colors of fingering weight yarn together. There was all those ways that Andrea talked about making a fade in our cast on party video, and that's also up on the channel. If you guys were thinking, before you thinking that maybe you weren't going to do this, and maybe now you think you want to, the knit along goes till
end of June.
June 19th,
Yeah.
March. So April, May, June.
Yeah.
It was a 3-month knit along. So this really only took me like a month to knit, but I was super monogamous.
Yeah, you were.
So that's not like me. But
It's
I'm
really-
really happy to have it to wear now.
Yeah. It's really fun to see the comparison side by side because either one is gorgeous. And it's just a lesson for knitters, that if there's a little feature that you're not loving about a pattern, you can tweak it to make it your own.
Right.
Don't write off the pattern because
Right.
the sleeve is a little bigger than I'd like. Do some decreases and slim the sleeve, things
Right.
like that.
Right. And I think that's another thing too. Like you don't need as much yarn when you do this ribbing
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
did. So maybe, maybe you're trying to do things from stash and, you don't have as much as you think you needed. So I'm going to put all the yarn amounts that I used. Do you want to see what I have? So I was into the second skein of everything, but look at the left. Like I have,
What do you mean? Only 2?
yeah, I'm pretty sure. I
You're
gotta weigh
slow.
everything. No, but this is the color I used the most was number 4, which was the Totoro and May.
That's my favorite. I shouldn't say that. I love them all, but that would be rated number 1.
So look at all the fun fade things I can make. So the fade went like this.
If it was me, I would I would make a fade hat.
Oh, Jodi, I'm gonna make a fade cowl
And because
maybe a fade hat. Like I've got all this yarn that now you're making me second guess myself, but I'm pretty sure this was second skeins.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't write. I can't say.
I will have
So
to
you
double
need
check.
6 skeins of yarn, maybe altogether. Great.
Right. And when I did do a DK weight
That
sweater,
makes
it
sense
was about
because
6 skeins of
That's
yarn.
what. Yeah, would make sense.
So, but I mean, I actually love that I have leftovers because, like you said, like now you can do a fade whatever. Like if I had a fade, like a baby in the family, you could do a little baby sweater, but I don't. So I'm going to keep the fade for myself.
Love it.
I could do cowl or mittens, hat, socks. Who the heck knows? Because these are pretty, like these are 115 grams each. So
They're generous skeins.
beautiful.
And you know what? When I weighed
This is rose quartz, you guys.
I love the colors that are in there.
Gosh, it's so good.
When I weighed my Mount Kitchener,
Yeah.
when I did my hat, it said 115 grams. It was like 123 grams.
See, so maybe I've used more yarn than I think. I'm actually going to take this.
It's generous.
I'm going to weigh this on my bathroom scale.
Yeah.
And see what it says. And maybe I'll take it to the store and weigh it on like the deli
Mm-hmm.
because then that'll be more accurate. So that I can see how many.
You should have brought your bag you bought.
Yeah, you should have.
Good
No,
for
I
you.
said I'll pick it up.
Yeah, we have local
Because
pickup.
this is this is the Jazz bucket, the large bucket. It was the perfect bag to
It's
manage
generous. It's big.
like tons of room.
Those bags that I was showing last week that I didn't put in right away are now in the shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were lying to us?
I didn't do them right away. I didn't feel like it.
Well, things get busy, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll plug in my iPad because I don't really know. That was my plan all along. Jodi, do you have more knitting? So we both have new sweaters this week.
Yes, that's super exciting.
What the
I
heck?
do have knitting. So I talked about the Be a Freaking Unicorn,
Yeah.
which is a really amazing cause. It is a dyer, can participate and come up with their own colorway.
It's a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser.
Mhm.
And then 20% or $5 from each skein will go to your own local LGBTQ organization. You
Fabulous.
get to choose.
So
it's
good.
Yeah. It turns out that you're not allowed to sell past May 24th. And you weren't allowed to dye or use this colorway for 6 months. It turned out it wasn't the right
Okay.
thing for me to participate
So
in.
they have to set boundaries, right? And then you get to decide whether or not that
Guess
works
what?
for you.
It's their rules,
Yeah.
and it didn't work with what I wanted to do. But what I still want to do is I will not be calling this Be a Freaking Unicorn, but I love the idea that inspired
Totally.
me from Be a Freaking Unicorn about giving back to the LGBTQ community.
Yes.
So I am going to start selling this later today.
Ooh.
And I'm still going to give $5 from every skein.
So you can run it as long as you want. Like
I'm-
the fundraiser.
Right. I'm going to commit to $5 for every skein knit always for
Sold.
this colorway.
Jodi, that's awesome.
And so I originally wanted to sell the heck out of this in the month of June because it's Pride Month.
right.
Right. They didn't agree. They didn't think you should be making
That's okay.
a profit.
That's totally
and that's
fine.
okay. That's why I'm not going to participate.
I think people should still go
I'm going to still support them.
totally.
I
So
think
you
it's an
can
amazing cause.
Right. So
It's
we can
just-
still find dyers through them that are
Yes.
also doing the same thing.
Yes.
So you can go support tons of dyers.
Absolutely, because there's lots of stuff happening in that
Yes.
Instagram and that
Yes.
thing. So starting today, it will be it's not right this second, but it will be listed in the shop that Be a
Jodi,
Freaking Unicorn.
So beautiful.
yeah, you guys.
Jodi.
This is beautiful.
Yes.
It's funny. I cranked this tube, you guys, when I was on Zoom. that Zoom we had last week that was so fun.
Knit City.
Knit City,
So fun.
Montreal Zoom. I had it right here beside me, and I like this.
Well, I was knitting. So you're, you know,
can't even
sock
tell.
machine knitting.
So this is the colorway, and it will have an optional, you don't have to, but we will have optional minis that you can add on
I sure love that blue.
to make a sock set. I've got fluorescent yellow, blue, or lavender.
Really nice.
Yeah. So that's going to be.
Jodi, I absolutely love it. So
I
now
wanna
you have to think of a name.
Yes. So I have to think of a name.
I love it.
So that's going to be fun. We're excited.
I can see. So I totally knit. You want to keep going?
No,
I must. That's beautiful.
no, we'll show this in a minute.
I did not have much knitting this week because I underestimated the length of time that it would take to knit a sleeve and this ribbing. It
Okay.
took a long time.
Okay. It did.
A long time.
Yes.
So speaking of Knit City, at the very last minute, Friday night after our knit night, I enrolled in a class.
7 a.m.
Jodi.
Pass.
So the class, when we were looking at the class calendar, I wanted to take the Olga Jazzy is her design name.
Yeah.
I wanted to take her class, and it's all about, she's got all these patterns where you make holes, and she calls it negative space. She's got all these really cool patterns that are like shawls, and they have holes in them. And I've never known how to do that. So this is, I don't know if this is one of them, but
Actually, I think who does a class at 7 a.m.? Time difference. It was
Well,
a 9 a.m. class.
the people in Vancouver, it would be 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
She is
There's
in
one right there. In
Virginia.
the middle. Is that not one?
That's the fence.
Oh.
So I think she's inspired by things like this,
Yeah, that's really interesting.
and then she translates it to knitting. So the class, you made this. And mine, of course, is not good because I've never done it before, but you cast on and you knit from the bottom up, and then you do short rows up to here.
Okay.
But to finish the circle, you would have to like break your yarn and join it down here to do short rows to knit up to here, right?
Okay.
No, you don't. So there was a whole technique that showed you, like, this is one
You have
piece
a
of
mask.
one piece of yarn, 2 ends, and she shows you how to do it. I mean, let me tell you, it was something I had no clue how to do, and it was not difficult, but it was really fun for her to teach. To learn. It was fun for me to learn from her. I'm sure it was fun for her to teach too.
Yeah. Who knows?
But yes, I made goggles. So it's
Oh
a
my
really
God.
cool technique, but she's, you know, when you get the pattern handout for the class, there's triangles, there's squares. And, you know, once you get the technique, the way it's shaped is just the same technique. But it was really, really, really fun.
I always wanted a bra with my nipples showing.
Well, if
So
I
now
could
I
make you a big one. I mean, you could figure out what to do with this.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know, Jodi. It's a
A
bracelet.
glory hole cover.
It's a bracelet.
All kidding aside, that's a really fun technique.
It was really fun, Jodi. I didn't even know what to expect. She also had a class on 3D knitting, but I think I missed that. I think it was the day before.
Oh.
So thank you to Knit City for having such cool classes. And it was really fun to finally, I mean, I just admire Olga's patterns and follow her on Instagram, but what a great teacher. And
I haven't taken a class from her. She's a beautiful designer though.
such
Yeah,
a cool designer. Like,
she
to
is.
me, her stuff is very like fashion forward kind
It's
of.
jazzy.
It's so jazzy. No, but she really is. And she gets a lot of inspiration. She lived in Japan. I have so many of her patterns. I just have to start knitting them.
Yeah. Not enough time.
She
excuse me.
has really cool things. Look at this.
Ooh, I love that. Oh,
Right?
that's pretty. Not only has it got the like the circles, she's used a fade in them.
Okay, look, it's a giant wrap.
That's
So
really
I love
beautiful.
patterns like that I think are probably way more simple than they look
Yes.
to knit. But wow, are they stunning knit up? Like, she's all about texture.
Ooh, that's really pretty.
I love that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
Love it.
So she's a beautiful designer. So I don't have a lot of knitting to share, but I loved my class. And Olga's latest pattern is this one. It's a
Wow.
so it's really like, it's super gorgeous to look at. Like, it really is stunning.
Very geometric.
But it's slip stitches, she said, and you're just changing, you know, she's picked 3 amazing colors. You're doing the same thing over and over and over.
That reminds me very like retro kind of 80s kind of,
Or even like
60s.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
mid-century modern
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh, there's something down there too.
Where?
Right there.
Yeah, so I think this might have been
Her inspiration.
like, these are color combos. There's the one that's in the picture. She's showing you what different colors would look like.
Yes. Very cute.
Yeah, her stuff is amazing, but that's not news, obviously. But anyway, I'll link her design page in the show notes. She lived in Japan, she said, for several years. There was actually a great interview on the Fruity Knitting channel. So if you go to the Fruity Knitting YouTube channel and look up the interview with her, it was really interesting. Her mom was a
knitter.
Fashion, like it was fashion based, like where you're working with fabric, like Amanda was talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was super cool.
Love that.
So if you get this pattern, it's very well explained.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not difficult and fun, you guys. That would be a new technique.
So
for
it was
me.
a 2-hour class, and it was no trouble to get this swatch done in that time.
Yeah.
Knitting along with her.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Fun.
Really fun.
7 a.m.
It was 7 a.m. Jodi, I put a sweater on top of my pajamas.
Yeah, you did.
I brushed my hair so it wasn't super crazy. I had coffee.
There's a lot of people who join without video.
I know.
I like joining with video.
I just feel like, what's going on back there that they can't have their camera
I
on?
wanna see.
I mean, who cares? Nobody cares what you look like.
No.
But I was not putting on a bra for a 7 a.m. class. So I just put a sweater on my pajamas, and it was great.
I love that.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Okay, so you know what's really exciting?
No.
To the Macks Yarn Co. is now not on Etsy.
Because
They have their own website.
Jodi, that's very exciting.
I wanted to preface that because I'm going to show you another colorway that I showed last week, but I did crank a tube. So just so you know, what I'm showing is this is available on the website.
Okay.
This one's called
Tiffany just said the Etsy link does not work to the Macks anymore.
It's ttmyarnco.com.
So literally last night, the website went live.
Like 10 p.m.
So yes, that Etsy link is not going to work. We're going to link a new link from now on, and it is their website.
Yeah. And it's really fun. It's
and
really
Jodi built the website.
colorful.
She's so good at this now.
This was that other color, you guys. This is
I'm totally shopping.
This has got that neon. It's got neon yellow. This one's called Sourpuss.
Okay, but that is so summer.
Yes.
With the coral and the pink. Like, this looks like the color of begonias that I buy every
this is blowing out a bit because it's that fluorescent lemon.
Okay, so I want to buy that sock set. Or whatever.
Yes.
That color and a mini. That's what I want to buy.
Yeah. Oh my God, I gotta take it out then.
Why?
Because
it doesn't have to be today. If somebody else buys it, that's
I'm getting more fingering next week.
Great.
So I will dye some more.
Great.
But how fun is that?
Super fun.
And then with this mini.
Yes. I love neon. I love neon.
The Be a Freakin' Unicorn will be also available on DK. And that's what I'm putting with this one. So this is the DK.
That's a pearl bum.
It's just a pearl bum.
So DK socks.
DK socks.
Jodi, that needs to be a sweater. That in a fade. That in a fade.
Right.
Or just a sweater.
Yeah.
A sweatshirty kind of sweater.
A love note with mohair. Right? That might mute this, like maybe a natural mohair that will soften this.
Okay, here's my new thing that I think we should do and start knitting lots. DK plus mohair and knitting like worsted to Aran weight patterns.
What?
Yes.
I have a whole bunch of DK.
Like on a 5.5 millimeter needle.
Probably. I might even do a 6.5. Is that such a thing?
I mean, it would, yes. Why not? But wouldn't that be awesome? Like a quick sweatshirty.
Yes.
Jodi, I hear your wheels turning.
You had me at worsted and Aran.
DK plus mohair. right?
Maybe I'll put out a little, I should do a DK sock pattern.
Yes.
You guys, I'm not kidding. DK socks are where it's at.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is what I just cast on yesterday, but then I got distracted by finishing touches on the website. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So much. I do love this.
I feel like this is sock talk. Sock talk.
Do you know what?
What?
This
Gosh, that's beautiful.
is the same colors as this with different speckle. This is half
they're
the
like
strength poured colors
sister
of this.
colors. So
with
it would
different
make
speckles.
a great fade then.
Yes, these two
Right?
would
Like
fade.
you could incorporate
Yes.
those into some kind of a fade because
Yes.
you're dealing with the same. Yeah, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I was running low on the dye in the jug and I just topped it off. Anyway,
Jodi, that's really, really gorgeous.
Thank
like
you.
crazy gorgeous. Any more socks? I feel like we both have
Yes.
more socks. Go
show
for
me
it.
a sock. I just did.
Honestly, I have knit on nothing this week. Last Thursday, after our video, I kept going on my shorty sock, which was the
Love.
tiniest little. Can I
No.
borrow your sock blocker?
It was a nub.
It was like a cuff. So I actually would be for sure. I'd be done the pair if I was just had any time to knit socks. But this is the bowling alley color from Gauge Dye Works.
It's so good.
It's so good. I thought it was just 4 colors that were repeating, not just. I would love that. But it's really not. There's a couple of oranges, there's a few blues.
I can see these oranges are different.
And the grays are different. So this was the big stripe that was the mini skein that came with it. I'm just going to continue. All I have now to do is the toe. I've got a couple more rows of the ribbing and then toe, and I'm done. And it's in my little J. Hendry. So we talked about these bags last week,
So
but
good.
I didn't show what they do. So I showed you guys that it's a
Yes.
drawstring bag made very well with lots of heavy canvas, but it's also a yarn bowl. What? So you can use it as storage. Like you can
Very
have knitting,
sturdy.
you could have knitting needles and stuff in it, like for
Yes.
whatever you want. But it does kind of fit one cake of yarn exactly perfectly. So it works really well. Really well.
I love
Anyway,
it.
I'll finish that today and get the other one knit so I can wear them. I need short socks,
I'm all about the short sock
right?
and DK.
It's crazy how fast they go. Like you feel like you hardly knit and all of a sudden there's a sock,
Yes.
especially stripes. Stripe yarn is magical for many reasons.
Oh, it just makes, it just keeps your interest.
It's
You-
exactly.
New color happens so quick.
And I really didn't know what to expect with this one. So I kept looking at it going, that pink is different from that pink. And that orange is different from that orange. Like I love it.
She's so good with her
It's
colors.
such a good base of yarn. I would knit 100 pairs of socks or more in that base. It's such a beautiful yarn.
Kat does beautiful yarn and her
Ugh.
base, we talked about it last time, but her base is incredible.
It is awesome.
Oh, you know which one she just came out with this week? She
Don't
brought
tell
back
me.
White Light.
I saw that.
I think you have it.
I do have it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful color changing. It's not rainbow, but it's not rainbow. It is kind of rainbow.
It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Yeah. So go to her website.
Yeah.
A White Light is gorgeous.
Yeah, White Light is
And she does all these colors too on shawl.
yeah.
So I have a couple of her shawl skeins, but I haven't knit one yet. I really should.
Because the repeats on her shawl are bigger.
Yeah, the stripes are bigger. They're formatted to go in a triangle or crescent shawl, I think.
Yes.
I should try it because it
Love
would just
that.
be super fun.
Okay.
Okay. This is crazy, Jodi. Look at you.
Do you guys remember the magpie set that I had gotten recently called Siren?
And it was DK Minis.
DK Minis.
Gradient.
Gradient. I decided to make my own self-striping yarn.
Jodi.
I used Bougie Beaver. This is my entry for the Beavalon.
Wow.
I'm not really going to enter.
So
But this
Magpie-
was my participation.
Jodi, you are not a joiner. You don't join things like this.
I don't join anything.
I am so happy that you did, and look how cool and gorgeous these are.
I actually knit these for you.
What?
Yeah, I did. I thought
You did
you'd
not.
like it. I did. I mean, wash them and dry them. It might shrink a little. I think
Jodi, they're
it'll
totally
work.
gonna fit. I
Um,
can't believe you.
I just thought as I'm knitting through the first one, I thought Tracie will
They're
love
frigging
these.
perfect.
It's
You should save them.
No, I knit
oh my
them for you.
God, they're so beautiful. Thank you.
a lot of ends to weave in,
Yes.
but worth it, you guys. Because okay, so for one thing, this is the cashmere base. This would not be my go-to base for a sock,
It would be an amazing hat.
but it's
Doing the exact same
gorgeous.
thing.
And listen, it's fun. I wanted to knit these socks. It's super soft. It's super pretty.
So this is their swanky DK.
This is their swanky DK base.
It feels like, I don't know what on my feet. They're so soft, Jodi.
So
Thank
so this
you.
bougie beaver was a like a half skein left over from my sweater that was knit for me. So I grabbed that.
Oh, so smart.
I have so much more of this left
I hope you're
over.
going to knit yourself a hat.
Aren't they beautiful?
Look at the speckles. Look at the
Yes.
coppery speckles in all of those mini colors.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes this can look gray. This is not gray. This is a blue gradient.
Yeah, it is. There was a gray gradient too,
Right.
but this is the siren one I thought was so pretty.
You and your joining knit alongs.
Well, not really, because I'm not going to enter. Like I won't enter my thing. But I just like to promote it because I think it's super
Still.
fun. And you know what's really exciting? Magpie opened a brick and mortar this week.
Yes, one more thing that is amazing, but we can't.
Yes. So congratulations, Magpie.
What a cool.
Yes.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I love seeing that. So people out in is it Frederick, Maryland that they're in?
Yes.
Yes. So clearly we need to go to the East
So
Coast.
you-
We've got one more place to pop into.
right.
Their yarn is amazing. Their yarn
Their
is
yarn's
amazing. Their
beautiful.
colors, every single one to me is
Yeah.
stunning.
I mean, we've
And-
talked about their bougie lately because lots of beaver. I mean, their beaver collection is beautiful, but their colors are.
We're like 12-year-old boys. Anytime we get to
Special.
say beaver, soft beaver, cute beaver, whatever.
groom your beaver,
groom your- like
Yeah.
for some reason that makes us really happy.
little beaver,
The magpies feel the
Floppy.
same.
big beaver.
You can win the bushiest beaver award.
Yeah.
They have the coolest prizes. So if you have any of their beaver colorways, that's all it takes. You can knit whatever you want with any of the beaver colorways to join in the knit along. So they have something on Facebook, hashtag on Instagram. Jodi, thank you so
You're so
much.
welcome.
I feel so lucky.
Oh, Shelly just said she's so close. She gets to go to her shop now.
Oh, I'm
Magpie
super
shop.
jelly.
Me
Good
too.
for you. Not really. Like, yes, I would love to go, but I'm so happy for everybody that gets to go.
48 stitches on a 3.25 millimeter needle.
And normally it would it would be for like a 64 stitch sock, like a
Yes.
medium. It's not like you're
Right.
making,
I would make a 64-inch fingering. This is a 48.
the bougie beaver colorway, you guys.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, it's ridiculous.
It's that perfect rosy brown.
So I think this must have come just after. I don't know why I didn't share this last night. Another one of their beaver colors is Saturday Night Beaver. And it's a combination of bougie and I think a little bit bougie, which is lighter, and then speckles.
So speaking of being able to create your own fade,
Stop.
right?
Yes. Oh, they have beaver kits
Yeah.
where if
They've
you
kitted a beef.
need to purchase a whole beaver,
Yeah.
they've got amazing kits. But what do you think about that color?
I actually saw that and thought, how did I miss not buying that one?
Do you want the DK?
No,
I have it in both.
No.
This is fingering and DK. So good, Jode.
it is good, but it's beautiful.
I still have not cast on for the beaver knit along. I'm
I
going
feel
to.
like this is your sweet spot. Like
so nice.
these soft.
I know, but then I look in my closet and my like love note is a similar color. My Hamilton is rose gold. Yes, I love it so much.
It's
And
so
I feel
good on
like
you.
it's one of those colors that kind of works for me. This
Me.
is bougie beaver on mohair.
Oh, it's very dark on mohair.
So it's a little bit, so it would be really fun to even hold with their like eager beaver, like the darker ones, like you could marl.
Yeah.
Because this would be lighter. But yes,
Gosh, that's beautiful.
It totally takes, but it's really good with the Saturday night beaver.
Can I just say our lighting again? Sorry. It's so
actually
good.
it's funny. We're very happy with it. There was somebody that made a comment below the last video. Everybody was like, your lighting looks great. Thanks for doing that. You sound good. Thanks for the new iPad. Somebody's like, you have a huge amount of glare on both of your glasses. You guys need to fix that. Thank you. And I was like, okay. Hi.
No.
I actually kind of disagree, but that's what happens when you wear light glasses and you have lights.
Yeah.
So
That's what happens.
we will never claim to be profesh.
Oh,
You will always see glare.
yeah. If you come back more than once, you know.
If you're expecting professional quality,
yeah, don't stop here.
don't
Move
hold
along.
your breath. Don't hold your breath. Okay, well, that was really exciting.
Okay, you know what else is in the
Sweaters,
shop?
Socks. What?
Robin of Rose Hill Yarn dropped off.
Oh God.
We
Jodi.
topped up our
Knitiversary.
DK set and the sock set. So anyone who was waiting because we were out, we have now added more to our grocery girl
I
shop.
love that people love it that much. I mean, it really is the most joyful, beautiful. And now people are starting to knit with it.
Yeah.
So you can see lots of fun things to knit with it. And Robin's amazing. It is such a fun color.
Door to door.
Oh.
Like she delivered it. It's crazy. But you know what else she delivered? My second installment of her DK sock club, not sock, DK.
Yeah, you don't even know what it is.
DK set.
It is a DK.
club.
It's her DK monthly club.
Yeah.
And you get 3 months. Okay, I didn't
And
know that.
Round 2.
Jodi.
I'm going to show round 2. And it comes with a mini. It's amazing. She always works from an inspiration photo and it's very,
What do you think?
oh my God, I love it.
It looks like beach glass.
It's like this eggplant, dark purple grapey mini. And we've got the flecks through there, but there's also some other flecks. There's some turquoise in there and there's some gold. It's really beautiful, you guys. Second month in a row, knocked it out of the park.
And a purple that's like brownie purple. Like it's not
Yes.
super, it's like, to me, it's very sophisticated.
Amazonite granite. She's named it.
So maybe the inspiration was an actual rock.
You can pull
Mineral?
up the photo. She actually texted me the picture. I don't know if it's on there.
Okay, just a sec. So is this something that's out so far, or people have already received
Well,
this?
I don't know.
Jodi, you
I
may
could be
have
the
really
first
just
one.
crapped
If
that
you're
out.
having it, look away.
Here's the Knitiversary that was on her Instagram.
She's so sweet.
She is very
I'm just going to
sweet.
pull up.
Look at this fade she just recently made.
Yes.
Come on.
She had a shop update this past week with pink. It was really heavily pinks. Lots of beautiful
Okay,
pinks.
this is her peach meringue.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Anyway, we'll link Rose Hill Yarns. You guys
Look at
can
you guys.
check that out.
This is her photo.
This is beautiful. Okay, this is the one that you got, right?
Yes, that's the first photo.
Okay, so this was the first month that Jodi got DK. So you can get her monthly club on fingering weight or DK.
And then this is this month's.
Oh, okay, good. So it's out there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at the iPad adjusting the light. Like it's adjusting it to, look how yellow you look. Are you jaundice?
I'm feeling a little sick. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks really bad.
But it looks really good on the picture. And then it adjusts itself.
Rose quartz.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, fabulous. So other things. Okay, I shopped a little bit. You want to see something from super local maker?
Yeah. No.
You don't want to?
No.
Jodi, you're gonna die. It's so good.
Is it? I see pink. That's really good.
Mm.
Oh, Lillian Pine has such good yarn.
Okay, this is Erin, who is in Calgary. And it's kind of blowing out because it is a white base. Oh no, there you go. That looks good. It's neon-y, summery. It reminds me, it gives me the hedgehog feeling. Like lots of people love neon. She's doing her own
Very
thing.
pretty.
But I love these colors that she's picked.
Oh, she has such
I bought her lipstick color at Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like made to go together. But look at this fade that she does.
gorgeous.
So the fade is the mint, and then this mini's got a mint tinge to it with the same speckles, and then a citron, and then a citron base with the speckles, and then I think this is lipstick, and then you get even more speckles.
Okay, that would make super fun sock. Anything fun using every color one after the other.
This is like 150 grams.
Well, that's a lot of yarn.
So 6 minis. You could make a shawl for sure. I don't know.
It's really
like, you know, when
really
you're
beautiful.
looking, I actually went to her site looking for graffiti. This one, I saw this, I think on her Instagram.
Did you see it knit up? Or no?
I don't think so,
Okay.
but I'm going to knit it up. And then she has a sport weight base. And I thought if I'm ordering, I'd love to see what the sport weight base is like. So this is her Surfs Up color.
Love it.
I guess maybe with summer, I'm kind of into the neon speckles, but that's beautiful.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah. And
How
it came
fun.
in a day
No,
because she's in Calgary. And I guess she must have just caught the mail
it caught
at
every-
exactly
yeah.
the right time. But wow,
That yellow she's gotten is beautiful. That soft lemon.
it totally blows it up. It's really pretty. And then these two are the greenie.
Love that. Oh, she did a good job.
Anyway, that's really fun. I mean, it looks like ice cream or candy or who the heck knows what. I don't know. It's really, really beautiful. It's called the Daylily Mini Kit.
I would buy that if I see it. No, but you know what I mean? Like if I see that and if it's in a shop, I said, I
It's
would take
just,
one.
yeah. I mean, it's really pretty.
I'll
She did
buy
it-
yarn just to look at it and never knit it.
Well, and I mean, honestly, if I have things that I think, okay, I bought it and I love it, thrilled with
Yeah.
it. But if sometimes it ends up going as a prize in our knit alongs. Like I
Right.
just think someone would love this. Like, what a cool prize.
We love to support.
Especially mini sets.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
They're cute. They're little.
And there's so many options, right? Like that's just really cute.
That's not exactly her lipstick.
It
color.
isn't, is it?
No, that's like a neon.
Although it's called that. But you know how things can get different. Maybe she
Of course.
tweaked it a
Oh, I
little.
see. It's got the corally in there. She's very fun and whimsical with her colors.
So many fun summer colors in there right now. And I think she had her own website, if I'm lipstickandpine.com or lilyandpine.com. I might be wrong, but okay, sorry. Look at this together.
Yes. It's beautiful.
That would be really fun.
Love it.
That'd be really- Can I make you look yellow? I don't know. Not really.
No, it's just you've got the
It's
jaundice,
just
not
me. Apparently I'm gonna be yellow. All right, that was really cute and fun.
One more knitting thing.
Okay, Jode.
I have been working more. I haven't got it yet, you guys. Don't.
But the colors are gorgeous.
I've been using the Belcher family. Oh, I just threw this in the bag. All the Belcher families. Do you guys remember I had all the skeins?
all the full skeins
the
of
breakdown.
DK. Yes.
So I haven't got it right yet, but I'm getting better. I tried a different top,
Oh yeah. Oh, I love the look of this.
except I don't think it can be 4 because then you got like a square head.
Okay.
I still
So
have
are
to
you
put some
pulling
more
this
work-
out every time?
Garbage. So I don't know, you guys. Do you know it's the increases? Who wants a bucket hat?
That is so Gilligan.
Right. I mean, it's not
Gilligan's Island.
It's not terrible.
You
It's
could do
been-
a garter. You're working. Is that garter you're doing?
This is garter's a band here, and then I'm going right into my ear flap.
See, that's really cute.
It's gonna be cute.
Yes.
I just got to get this a little bit better.
right. And this would be the large size.
This is the large size,
Mhm.
yeah, because I had another one that I tried on Shane. It was the medium, worked really good for me, but his big cranium was
right.
stretchy.
But that's perfect to know the size difference.
Oh no, I got the size count and I got that. It's just this.
Okay. Jodi, it's like ridiculously
mean,
cute.
If I smooth it down and block it, but
Because
still,
we do want a bit of negative ease in a hat, right? Like we like it to be
but I don't want it though.
or zero ease.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't like the 4 points.
Okay.
3 might work. And so the increases
Even
are on
5.
either side of this. That's
Oh, so that you're okay.
right.
Yeah.
The increases are make one front and back on either side here.
So you're just working that out. I love hearing your process, Jode.
Yeah. So
well,
then,
I feel like you're close.
I feel like 3 is going to be much better. And my rate of increase, I'm going to be putting rest rounds in between. I think will give me more of a gradual.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So like, I'm thinking of it more like a toe. Where I want that rounded,
I see.
really rounded. That's
Okay.
the aesthetic I'm going for.
Okay.
I mean, I'll finish this. It just won't be.
Well, you don't have to. You could just bind it off and or just put waste yarn in and start a new one. Just put waste yarn in.
Yeah.
And be, if you're really not.
It's DK weight held double.
That's
gonna
nice.
be this hat. You
so
guys,
kind of chunky.
because we all have DK weight pieces.
Totally.
Right? Everyone's got, because we knit so much with DK.
Okay, that's how you're doing those colors. I didn't realize it was held double. I was like, I love the way those colors
and then
look.
I debated, should it be garter stitch?
Well, you can make it reversible.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Jodi, I love that. You're so good with hats.
A lot of
I
thoughts.
mean, you're so good with everything.
but like Amanda said, there's not enough time in the day that I give myself to work on patterns. Do you know what I mean?
You stretch yourself a lot.
I just need more time in the day.
You need
That's all.
a clone.
I just
do
need
with my phone. Oh, there it is. Okay, now that I've finished my this sweater, the Comfort Fade Cardi, like it was almost like a party. Like, woo, oh my
like,
God.
what do I cast on now?
Now, what do I cast on? So I'll show you something that that I've been wanting to knit for a long time, and I don't know if
Georgia.
poor Georgia, she's been having such bad migraines.
Oh, it's the
like so bad right now.
yeah, Georgia. I won't yell at Georgia.
You can
We're
knit.
podcasting.
This is what I've wanted to knit. This is the Miserina Tee by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks. It's really pretty. It's got a little bit of like the tiniest bit of lace and then color work with little cables.
Ooh, I see.
So it's pretty fun. I would think that's really fun. Oh, what did I just do?
So here's the thing though. Is there a lot of
Hi, George.
I'm ready for lunch whenever you're ready to serve.
That's right. Thanks, Jean.
Is there a lot going on with
Do you think that's too much going on?
no, I'm thinking me knitting it. It's
Oh.
gorgeous.
Okay, so this is a pretty simple cable.
Okay.
I would imagine her chart is amazing, that
Right.
you're totally under control.
You're on your own.
Right.
All you got
But
is a
I
chart.
love it because it's a summer piece,
Yeah.
right? It's got next to no sleeves. When
It's
you finish,
cropped.
it's cropped. Like, could you imagine how fast you could knit up sweaters if you didn't have to
Yeah.
worry about sleeves and
Yeah.
they were a little bit cropped? There's actually 2 versions of it too, where there's the eyelet.
Oh, the eyelet's fun.
It's beautiful. I mean, I would always have to have, well, not always, but I guess I would have something underneath. But I do really
I feel
want
like if you start that now, by July you'll be wearing it.
Jodi, for sure.
Well,
I would
but you
hope
have
way
garden
before
shop now.
that.
Okay, but okay, yeah.
Geez, how slow do you think I am?
But I also feel like we need those items for the summer.
I totally agree. Look at that lady did a gray one.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Anyway, I love that it's a tee. It's very loose gauge.
Yeah.
She knit it in a merino nylon. It says fingering weight, but it's the yardage makes it look more a little bit sport. It's 350 meters, which is kind of like a MCN or an 80-20 sock yarn.
What do you think you would knit it in?
Well, I bought this yarn for it.
Because you didn't possibly have any sweater
Jodi,
weight.
shut up. Okay, so I love this yarn from Espace Tricot. This is their Luna.
They're knocking it out of the park with their own money yarn.
Stop it. Like, it's just so beautiful. They dye this and it's their custom, it's a base.
Okay.
So it's a lace weight, 100% BFL yarn.
Oh, beautiful.
I was going to hold this double.
You lost me at lace weight.
Right. Everything else is like, wah, 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 wah.
Totally.
But I think if I hold this double, sort of like when I knit a mohair sock and mohair.
Yeah.
That's 20 stitches, it's 20 stitch gauge. I'm going to hold 2 strands of this on the same size needle I would use.
So really gauzy.
Yeah.
Are you sure it lends itself, that color work lends itself to that big of a gauge?
Well, and even if my gauge is 21 or 22 stitches, I would just knit a different size in the pattern.
So
I feel like even though
lace
it's
weight how double is fingering.
right.
Right.
I know, Jodi. I'm not
I'm thinking out loud.
I'm not saying that this is exactly going to work, but I'm saying that this is what I'm going to swatch today. Is what I want.
I'm just thinking, is that gauzy gauge with fingering?
Right.
Is that going to be sturdy enough to hold? Is that what everyone's
It is
getting?
a super, well, actually I was on the Ravelry projects and I came across a lady that said, it is like impossible to get gauge for this sweater. That was just her experience. I don't think impossible is the right word.
Can you get
but it's
gauge?
super loose gauge, like 20 stitches. That's like, I would use a DK weight yarn to get that gauge.
I was just going to say.
Yeah. So I do also have DK weight yarn.
I worry that, and maybe that's the look people want, that it's just going to be.
It was intentional.
not
This
crisp.
loose
Oh,
gauge was
then you've always wanted to knit this since you saw it.
I know, I really love it.
I feel like you're going to make it work.
I mean,
it's
ask Gigi. Gigi knit this too. I noticed hers is stunning. It's
so
Lola Bean
beautiful.
yarn. I actually really love loose gauge stuff.
I do too.
So
Well, you love your love note so much. I feel like do your swatch and go for it.
like who would imagine fingering weight and mohair on a 6mm needle for the
Right.
love note?
Well, not me, because
Do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about your love note? Anyway, this is something crossing my mind. I have a few sweaters in my brain that I would like
Okay.
to cast on, but I feel like I could bang this one out really fast.
You
because
could.
it's
I think this should be your next cast on.
I also think it would be really fun. A little teeny bit of lace, because I'm not a real lace person.
Yeah.
And then you're done. And then some color working cables, because I do prefer those.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of simple texture on the body. This is a beautiful yarn. This is knit in. It's a merino linen. Cozy Posy Yarn Company did the yarn for this.
Oh, she's so good.
Antonella. She's so good.
I say go for it. I fully support you.
Even though you're skeptical.
I'm skeptical.
You're super skeptical. You guys look at this one.
I fully support you not being able to pull it off.
I have DK yarn in these colors.
If anyone's going to pull it off, it's you.
You're going to go home and be like, there is no way.
No fucking way she's going to get this.
These are the colors I bought.
Yes. Tracie. Yes. Actually, I can see you in that yellow and that blue that you just were showing us too.
Yeah.
That gold.
Well, the gold and the kind of brownie color. This is one of Caitlin's pattern photos.
No, this gorgeous.
I thought so.
Yeah.
And then I would put it on
way
like
outside your comfort
put it
zone.
on. I know I'm so risky. I'm really risky with this one.
Yeah.
But I thought you could put it over top of a white shirt, like in the winter, because it'll be quite,
Yes.
so you could still make it work all year.
I agree. I actually am thinking my love note should be short sleeve or just
Jodi.
just almost to my elbow.
Okay, so Jodi was working on her love note and she said to me, I didn't even swatch for this, which doesn't make me blink at all.
Oh, it's my second love note.
Right. So I thought, okay, great. She's just I wouldn't swatch for my second one either. I'm just going to do whatever I did the first time. But I have a Ravelry page, so I know what I did the first time. And Jodi said, what did you say?
Something refer to my 5mm needles.
You said, I didn't swatch, but I said, Jodi, it's beautiful. Like, and she goes, yeah, I'm on a 5mm needle. And I kind of looked at her like, okay. If you swatch, that's fine. But I did mine on a 6, and so did you the first time.
And a brain fart. I was
She's
just
like, oh, this isn't gonna fit. It's garbage.
Actually, I think it is gonna fit because I measured. Yeah, because
make it fit.
Because you know what I did? I went up a size because I wanted it really loose and stuff. So I think it's gonna be.
And you can switch your needle up to 5.5
because I'm just under the bust. So I thought if this is a perfect time.
Yes. It's a perfect time to worry about your gauge when you're halfway down the sweater.
And guess what? If it doesn't fit, it's your birthday sweater.
Oh,
because you're smaller and it'll fit you.
Jodi.
Okay.
Don't even.
Have
you fix that for yourself.
Have you guys seen Needles at the Ready?
I have seen one of their podcasts.
Tracie. They're fun.
Good.
I was watching the other night in bed, Kevin and Ray. Ray is got the brighter blue. He's a nurse.
Love.
I want a gay nurse if I'm ever in the hospital. And Ray, they're very, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna like, is there something wrong that you need a nurse?
No, I would like just like a gay male nurse.
Well, who wouldn't?
Kevin is, I could see a lot of similarities in you and I.
Really?
It's funny. Kevin is he was like, he had a few things written down and he was a little more.
So I'm Kevin.
You're Kevin.
Okay.
He knew more details about things. And Ray was more of a fly by the seat of your pants.
Oh, well, there you go. That's pretty.
And they were cute. They were light. They were, you guys, if you guys.
Where are they located? Do you remember?
No.
Okay.
No clue. I'm surprised I know their names.
Me too.
No, that's not.
Who knows if you got it right?
Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I just pulled that one out of.
Jodi.
Yeah. They were really fun.
Okay, that's awesome.
I thoroughly enjoyed. And you guys, I don't
always
watch
love a new
many.
podcast.
Yes.
I
I don't
always-
watch. You know who else? Justin and Caleb.
I know. I love them too.
I love them.
Yeah.
They're bearded pearl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
They seriously, I want them to be our neighbors so badly. They geek out over cooking, baking, their cats, their garden, growing stuff, doing a bathroom renovation. Like, I'm not kidding you. And then all the knitting.
Do you know there was like male knit night that we were invited to?
What?
Like
That
3
sounds
hours
crazy.
of knitting and having fun.
Well, why would we be invited to men's knit night?
No.
Okay, you know what I watched yesterday?
I want to be invited to the gay knit nights.
I was trying. Okay, I would too. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Okay.
I was trying to finish my sweater and I was on the Disney Plus app and I watched Under the Tuscan Sun with Diane Lane.
Love that.
And there's the part where her friends, you know, her husband's cheating on her. So she gets a divorce and she's super depressed. They send her on a gay trip, Tuscany tour. And she's in this bus full of all the gay men. And I thought to myself right there, well, that should be the whole movie. That should be. I loved it though. I haven't watched it, oh gosh, forever.
That's my happy.
It was
place.
really, really
Yeah.
cute. But when she was in the bus with all the gay guys, I thought to myself, if there was knitting, I mean, sign me up.
Well, they didn't show it in the movie, but clearly everybody had knitting in their bags.
Oh, obviously. And they were going to some sheep farm. Actually, the bus had to stop because there were sheep on the road. So anyway, that was just really great. Like, I didn't have to pay super close attention, but I was knitting my sweater. It was great company.
I love
Okay,
that.
I'll watch Needles at the Ready again.
I liked them.
Yeah.
I just stumbled across it. Was a suggestion.
Good.
Okay, I had brought this out last time.
Okay.
And it's not so pattern heavy this week because we also had our beautiful guests. So there's some things that we
Right.
have to.
I love Miss Switching Up.
I do too. This caught my eye, and I actually think that it was you that brought this to my
Oh.
attention.
This is one of the other sweaters I'm thinking about casting on.
Who's this sweater by?
This is a sweater by Jennifer Steingass, who's Knit Love Wool. This is her newest yoked design. That's the name of the pattern. For Scythian.
That too.
And the reason that it caught my eye, not the reason, I mean, I love all her releases. She does such beautiful pullovers. She used Barrett Wool Company, their Woolens line. It's a sport weight, woolen spun, awesome, soft wool.
Yeah.
So I have yarn to do this.
You're yellow.
Anyway, it's beautiful.
I love it. I love it. It doesn't, I mean, I'm not going to sell it, but it kind of reminds me of wheat, but not like, I don't want to.
Well, I think it's like slip stitches, like that's yarn running in front. Is that right?
I believe,
no.
No, it's not.
Maybe it's color work. Okay, I bought the pattern.
We're
I
not
don't
sure.
know.
It's not 20% off anymore because that was the introductory rate.
Right.
But I just thought this was so pretty. I love the yoke in this.
You guys, I cannot tell you how much I love that yarn.
Yeah.
And it's non-superwash, but it is soft. I don't know how it can be so soft.
Okay, we must get Susan B. Anderson on.
Do you think she would want to do that?
Yes, I'm asking. Does this not bring it back to when we first met?
This
Susan?
is full circle.
Okay, because when we knew we were meeting Susan B. We were going to meet Susan B. Anderson at our very first Knit City. I'm sure a lot of you remember this story. I said, to Tracie. I reached out to Susan B. Anderson.
I just about crap my pants thinking, why would you do, like, of course I can't believe she said yes, first of all. So yeah, it was, thank goodness you did, Jodi, because I mean,
we spent the entire weekend together.
it was so good.
I
And
love that woman.
I just wanted to say too, I was really sad to hear of Paula Emmons Beasley's passing.
Yes.
She's how we met Susan.
Yeah.
She sent me this giant message. She would be watching us and we would call Susan Queen Bee. Susan B, Queen Bee. And she sent this amazing Ravelry message. And I don't think I ever deleted it. I think it's at the bottom of my inbox that she sent our video to Susan. And she said, I just think it's so cute. And I think she would really like you guys. And I love the joy that you get through your knitting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always think of those two together.
Yeah, I do too.
And she just recently passed from a very long battle with ovarian cancer.
That was very, it hurt my heart to hear that.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
very sad. Paula.
She's the Knitting Pipeline. She had an audio podcast for a long time. She did videos and her sister, like they would quilt together. And we never got the chance to hug her in person.
Yeah. She left her mark on the knitting community. She will forever be loved. Yeah. And she is sadly missed.
Yeah, she is. But I always think of her with Susan. Like, I feel like that was one of the avenues. And then you said, oh yeah, I messaged Susan B. Anderson.
We're going to have dinner with her.
We're going to have dinner with her.
Because I said, join us for dinner.
And I was equally like, not mortified, but like panicky and overjoyed because, and it just turned out to be the most wonderful.
The start of our friendship.
The start of our friendship.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine things without her. So when I say I love her yarn, it has nothing to do with how much I love her.
Yeah.
It is literally, I cannot believe the beautiful yarns that they have in Barrett Wall. So
I'm reaching out.
If she had time, that would be amazing. But she's kind of like Amanda. She takes on a million things.
Okay, Susan is going to have to carve 45 minutes out of her day.
If Susan
one of these days
would want to be here, it would be amazing.
Because she's a beautiful designer. She has this beautiful wool. We would love to talk about both, right? People get to meet. I mean, there's a lot of people who've never seen or heard from Susan B. Anderson.
I doubt that.
No, but heard in the way, like been in a class.
Just a conversation.
Like a conversation.
Yes. I know what you mean. So I feel like that is hopefully what we're bringing with our Maker Spotlight, are these casual conversations. It's not a prepared presentation. It is just,
oh no, this is what I prepared.
It is just a conversation. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a conversation. And I feel like that is a different feeling from a class or a professional situation. Yeah. So thank you to everybody that always says how much they enjoy those. Because we sure love it ourselves and feel so lucky that people want to stop by and chat. So
I agree.
I would love to have that chance with Susan, but I also know she's incredibly busy and I'm the worst at asking. I'm the worst at asking for things.
I'm asking.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay. So you guys,
I'm glad you do that because I'm always so thrilled to.
I want to do a parade of yarn.
Okay. Let's do
to the Macks. I want to show these kits too in the chicken. So now we're going to be showing yarn.
Let's save this for next week because we'll make it a giveaway.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Got it. Perfect.
Okay. As much as I love it.
Yes. Because they're available now, those kits, those shawls.
Do you want to? Well, we should show it.
We didn't talk about their shawls.
Well, I have it here.
Let's do that. Okay. So I'm going to show to the Macks Yarn.
Okay.
So
again, so organized.
Okay. And we got a new labeler. So anybody out there.
Don't you love a good gadget?
These are printed on those Avery labels, but then we have a separate labeler that's got a little desktop. It's the easiest thing. Anyway, so this is that sourpuss that you liked.
The lighter version.
The lighter version.
No, I love it.
Okay. This is in the shop. Yeah.
So these ones are all listed already on the new website.
On the new website, guys. You guys have never seen this. This is called Girls' Night.
Don't you love that purpley tone with the corally? Like it's made to go together.
Oh, this is fun. This is called Funfetti.
Olive and coral. Oh, that's so fun.
Funfetti. This one is called Tipsy. I
Okay,
wish they would
that's
put the ball
beautiful.
bands lower, right? Because these skeins aren't the longest anyway.
Right.
This one's called Tipsy. Really, there's some blues in there and some teals, and
I love that.
these colors that I just showed were all in the running for my unicorn colorway. We were
So
just
the color development,
yeah.
right?
This is called Unicat. It's based off a picture of dead Rosie Cat dressed as a unicorn.
Is that on the listing?
Yeah, it
That's
might be.
so cute.
They were going to take a picture.
Okay, so I love that.
This
so
one has
much.
more gray in it.
This is really like super beautiful. I can
Look at
see this
the-
as a sweater, as a shawl,
Yes.
for sure. Socks.
Yeah, love that.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
This is the sock set of the week. It's labeled as Spring is Sprung, but I changed the name.
Is that a new thing? A sock set of the week?
I don't know, but this just
week.
happened to be the
I
only
love
socks that I dyed.
idea.
This one was based off an idea of the Japanese cherry blossoms.
Jodi.
Kind of, that's what I did with this. You have a choice for this. There's a few with a sparkle mini, and it's the few of the same in plain.
Can you show them that? That's so amazing.
Just because this was really fun to dye.
So beautiful.
Speckles. This is going to be really pretty.
Yes.
Knit up. Okay, so it was a sport week. So the next batch of yarn, I'll show this first. So in working with these neon pinks and neon corals, I wanted to sit down and take time to play with different values and different amounts. So all of these colors that I'm going to show you here in these minis are all using the same yellow, but it's changing the amount of pink or the color.
Is it the
of
same pink and the same yellow mixed differently? Look at those together.
These are blowing out because it's
What?
neon. But so in playing with it, I was able to get a neon pink mini 3 sets and a neon more orange coral sock set. So these are in the shop too as 3 packs.
Okay, look at that. Like
Right.
you can make the coolest shawl.
All of those first variegated ones
That's
would
a
go
fade.
with any of these. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this.
Wow, this is fun.
with these.
Yes. I'm going to cast on so much stuff.
I swear. Okay, so this is the sport section of the day.
I love sport weight, Jode.
I called this chestnut.
That's so beautifully earthy.
Yeah.
With gray too.
Yep.
It's really nice.
This one is called the Deep. This is actually a lot of using, trying out some new colors that we got. But they all got a couple of different colors in there, and they've all got
Really gorgeous.
very subtle speckling. This one might have been my
Okay,
favorite.
all of these look like sweaters to me.
This is my favorite of the day. It's
Really?
called Oxidized.
I totally agree with you, but I totally agree with you. That looks like a sweater.
That's what I thought when I saw this. I thought this was Oxidized, really pretty. This is Rainy Days.
Okay,
With
can
a
I change
Z.
my mind? That looks like a sweater.
I love
They all look
this.
amazing.
Rainy Days,
So 100% superwash merino sport weight.
115 grams, $28 a skein, Canadian.
Jeez.
This is called-
256 meters.
Yeah. So they call it's kind of like
That's beautiful.
it's real close to DK, you guys. Don't you think?
Yes.
Like knocking on DK's
Because to
door.
me, when I think sport, I think closer to 300 meters.
But it's thin.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know what I
they're
mean by
right.
that?
They're right. What do I know?
I mean,
This is beautiful.
when I see the yarn, I see sport. When I look at the yardage, I see DK.
Right. But it's 115 grams, not 100.
That's true. So it's
So
closer
maybe
to
we're
sport.
wrong, yeah.
That's right. So this is called Raspberry Rhino.
That's crazy gorgeous.
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
This base feels really nice.
It is nice. This one is called Acidic. It's kind of got those acidy kind
Can
of
I say that I
yellows and
love
greys.
that you have meters and yards on here? I was looking at yarn the other day and it was metric weight, like 115 grams, and then just yards, imperial. I feel like that's weird.
That is weird because you're using one of each.
Yeah.
And also if I see one,
Lots of companies do that. Though,
yes.
where it's 115 grams, but
And then I'll have to
260
Google and translate.
yards.
Yeah.
It just seems weird.
Yeah. So that
That's
acidy
just a
green,
personal thing.
look at that. Isn't that pretty? This one is called Marshlands. This is really green, you guys.
That's really beautiful.
Really herby, speckly, kind of rustish.
What did they call that?
This is called Marshlands.
That's really gorgeous.
This one is called Boreal Forest. This has got several different.
Ooh,
It's got grays,
that's
Whoa.
totally a sweater.
grays
Totally a sweater.
with these really pretty different greens. Very subtle. Okay, you guys.
Which one was Rainy Days? People are loving Rainy Days.
that one?
This one.
Yeah. And I can dye more of them.
Oh yeah.
This is just a very, very big start. This one I love is called Gold Rush.
Yeah, I love it. I really am such a fan of those warm.
Yeah.
I love lots of color.
These are kind of warmer fallish colors, but hey, let's be honest. Not everyone knits with bright stuff all year.
Or ever.
Right.
Or ever like this.
Right.
That must be the hard thing as a dyer, to have something for everyone.
You're
which,
never
you
going to
know,
please everybody.
But
So
these are amazing. What a fade, Joe.
actually, these are almost identical. There's another one called Arbor. The Arbor and Boreal Forest are almost exact. The Boreal Forest has more
Gray.
acidy green, maybe. I don't know. They're almost the same.
Look at that for a fade.
How pretty is that?
Comfort Fade Cardi. I'm so obsessed
I
with
know.
fades right now.
Look at Oceana. This is
You
Oceana.
could totally make a fade out of all this sport weight yarn. That's wow.
I don't know if it's showing up so great, but this is really pretty.
I can see why people are obsessed with fades once they start doing this. It's
Yeah.
like so fun to just put a few things together and let the speckles play.
Okay, you know what's happened? So you guys remember I talked about a few weeks ago how Mackenzie got a new phone, didn't remember the password, didn't
Right.
remember the password for her recovery email. So we can't access the original to the mat TTM_yarn Instagram
Ever.
ever.
That's what they said to you. It's gone forever.
Well, Instagram won't even help you if you cannot get to your recovery email. Like they can't remember their password for their recovery email account. So they
Right.
can't even, there's no, so I
So don't
opened another
screw
one.
yourself up like that.
I did TTM Yarn Co. for Instagram.
Okay.
It was disabled.
Why?
I have for violating.
I heard people are having issues right now with Instagram.
So for the last week and a half, it's been disabled. Nobody can see it. I can't post about it. So I've been doing a little posting on, you're going to find some of this on Mrs. Brown's bags in the meantime. It's been a nightmare with Instagram, a nightmare.
I just was following somebody, same thing. All of a sudden their account was inaccessible.
Can you imagine what?
Just like your regular person Instagram, knitter Instagram. And they did have it restored, but why would it even be discontinued like that? Why would it be disrupted?
No idea.
I'm
So it's
sort of
been a
in the same boat. I had to, our internet coverage is different now. So I don't have the old email. So I've been trying to like,
Oh my gosh.
but I have that as a recovery email on some things, the old one.
Oh, shoot.
So when you think, okay, I'm just going to go in there and change my email, they send a code to the old email. So I've had to deal with that a couple of times.
That's exactly what happened to the
And,
first.
but it was with like yesterday, it was with Disney Plus, and they just gave me all these questions to verify that it was me.
So you were able to get past it?
Yep, it was a live chat. I did a live chat with the Disney Plus, and it less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
But still, it's a huge, yours.
There's no way to get a
Instagram
hold of
doesn't
anybody.
care.
At
They don't
Instagram.
care.
No. And I was able to answer 2 out of the 3 questions. What year was your car? One of the security questions. And I forget what the other
And
one
who would
was.
even know that? Who
Come
would know
on.
that?
It was 2004. It wasn't like it was new.
Right,
No one would have ever known that.
right.
So
Jodi,
anyway,
that's
it's
really
been frustrating.
sucky.
Look at
Anyway.
this orange one.
Okay, I'm just like, honestly, all these colors are incredible. I think this would make the most beautiful shawl as a
Tracie.
stripy So the corally minis, they don't have a name yet. And
Oh, I called it pink neon mini set.
okay.
And this is coral neon mini set.
And so this is Unicat
Yeah.
and the pink neon minis. And I feel like somebody needs to buy this and it's something awesome.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Anyway, Jodi, my throat hurts. We've been talking
okay.
so much.
So Beth said, I didn't know Jodi was a dyer. So originally I wanted to, Mackenzie is my oldest child.
Mhm.
They had an ankle injury when they were 15 years old, sprained it really bad. The blood supply, like in the ankle, right in the ankle, the blood supply got cut off, which is normal for a sprain, and it just heals for most people. It did not heal properly for Mackenzie, and the bone died right at her joint.
It's been horrible.
So we've
Surgery.
had surgery after surgery after surgery. So she's in chronic daily pain, and it manifests in a whole bunch of different ways. The way she walks, it screws with her knee, it hurts back. Anyway, they don't, oh, how do I put this? I wanted to create something that I could be a supporter of to help them start something where they can be their own business, right? So some days,
Young adult making their way in the world.
that's the awful chronic, like we've
Super
had
creative.
we've had 8
person.
surgeries, like, and we're at the point where they said, I can't help you. Like her first choice would have to be have her ankle amputated.
Oh my God.
That's how bad the pain. I mean, you can relate with Georgia. Georgia deals with terrible, debilitating migraines, right?
And you're kind of just left hanging.
Yes.
Oh geez, that's too bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to provide income, I thought this would be a great transition because
they loved it. They loved the dye
Yes.
at the beginning.
They're super creative.
Yeah.
It was all their own colors, but lately it's gotten quite bad. So this is my way to support them. I do all the on my feet work. So they help me. It hasn't been in the last few dye batches, but they help me with color development. But I do everything on my feet. So once it's spun and drying on the racks, they take over.
Mhm.
They do all the banding, they do all the twisting, all the listing, all the orders, that stuff, which is
A
half,
huge part.
it's half the part, if not more
Right.
sometimes. So it's a team effort right now, and it's all I can do to support them right now.
You're
So
a
it's
great mom.
crappy. It's really crappy. You're helpless. It's awful. It's all I can do not to fall apart some days.
Yes, I can imagine.
I mean, this has been since she's
Yes.
15 years old. She had a real bad card dealt, and I know a lot of people have it worse, but this is my worst that I'm dealing with. And so you're only as happy as your saddest child,
It's totally
right? And so I am grateful beyond words that I have the platform where I can help Mackenzie support their income.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of how this was born and how we continue. And so
Making it work one week at a
we're
time.
making it work
One
week
week at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really tough.
Yeah.
It's really, really tough when
And then
your kids
she
have
just-
a challenge that is,
Yeah.
all you want to do is
She had this
help. Like whatever. What do you need? Where do you need to go?
Yeah.
Who do we need to see? What kind of therapy will
Yeah.
work? Pretty much anything is on the table.
Yeah.
And it's been
They just had this
horrible.
a nerve ablation where they go in the back of your calf and burn part of the burn the nerves that send
So you don't feel the
nerves, pain. But this was like part A to see if they thought that the full procedure where they burn the nerves in your spinal cord to there. And we were kind of hopeful, but at this whole doctor with what he said he could help. But she got news yesterday that in fact she wasn't a candidate for the full,
What?
because she didn't have enough pain relief
Yeah.
in the first one. And so,
So basically they're saying it's not working. Like we're not
Right.
going to continue.
and this was kind of our last, this kind of gave us hope that this was going to be,
It's the solution to the end. Like the
Yeah.
end was in sight.
because the next one will be, they won't offer her an ankle replacement because she's too young.
Which is fucking bullshit. Sorry. Like
And-
when you suffer like this and that's going to help or solve that's sorry. I know it's standard for orthopedics to say you're too young. We're going to have to replace it too many times.
I would pay every single time out of my pocket if they would give it to her, because the pain is so bad, you guys. Some days she's throwing up because the pain is so bad. So it's just, I mean, normally just to get the news yesterday that they weren't going to offer the full procedure. It's
Jodi, I didn't know that.
it's super hard. Anyway, I'm not always this sad with it, but sometimes it's just, you know, you got the new, it's
You
fresh.
have to let it out.
So,
I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
so I just, sometimes when it starts, you can't stop it, you know?
Let me tell you, you are not the girl that lets emotions out. You hold everything in.
Yeah.
You hold everything close to your vest. I
But
know
when
I
it's your
don't know.
kid-
I know, Jodi.
Right? When it's your kid, it's awful. Anyway, so, I mean, I'm so thankful that most times
So
they're
yes,
so positive.
yeah.
Most time, like, I mean, she lives with this chronic daily
I'm glad.
pain. And
Because all the things that go with that, depression, anxiety.
she's got it all.
All of that.
It's all of
stuff.
it.
It's not just pain. It's
No.
the whole package.
Yeah.
So you are part of Team to the Max.
I'm happy I'm part of Team to the Max. And, you know, I'm loving doing the dyeing part, like the creative. I mean, it's just like knitting. You're creating something and it's fun. You're playing with color, not different than actually then working with the yarn, right? So this has been really fun.
And they're still doing a ton of that work and running their own business.
Yes, you guys, it's
This
not,
is
they're
their employee
they're
that works for free.
they're the place of it.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the face. Sorry, they're the face of it.
And the help develop.
I'm just the grunt work
Right.
bitch at the back.
Right.
Yeah,
You're the employee that shows up late in their pajamas.
totally drunk if I still hungover.
Oh my gosh. You know
Anyway.
what? That's everybody out there is struggling with something.
That's why.
That is a fact.
Yeah, you guys think we have it all together? Life can be real shitty. I mean, my problems compared to things happening are very, very little. But just remember, everybody's got something.
1,000%.
Yeah,
1,000%. Yeah, you're so right.
yeah. So be kind. Be a little more gentle. You don't know what people are going through.
And please check in with your friends.
God, I wish I smoked some days.
Yeah.
I just had my anniversary, 2-year anniversary on the 6th of April.
Picking up another bad habit. That
I'm gonna
one's
start fucking vaping. Is that the same?
Can you?
Same but different. Just a minute. No, I'm not.
Jodi,
okay.
that would be so funny to be walking around with that
I'm
little.
not smoking, but I'm vaping. That's funny.
Oh my
um,
Lord.
I don't dwell. Sometimes you're right.
You
it's
are
just
so
good
tough.
just to get it out. And then you move on.
I know,
Right?
but
Yeah.
you really are.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone with a bigger heart than you. I do not.
Yeah,
The
I
word
don't either.
no is
I
not.
don't either.
No, it's true.
You just do what you can. You choose to be happy. You choose to be positive. I mean, I can be a real big CUNT. Everyone
I
has their
know.
moments because you're the one that usually gets it. But overall,
Not to me, no, but I
try and choose. I choose to be happy. I try and
and
choose.
coping, making things work. Like
Yeah.
if you're able to get
Yeah.
past that.
Yeah. If
Do you
this
know what I
doesn't
mean?
work, let's try a different avenue.
Right. There's
Let's try.
there's no such thing
Yeah.
as giving up,
Yeah.
basically. Keep making whatever it is and hold on to those little things. There's so many people out there, Jodi, struggling with chronic pain and chronic
guys.
issues and things they cannot change.
No.
Right?
Pain is big. That pain management is a huge thing. So we're going to have to go from here. if it was different, we would be going to the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix. We might not do that in the near future, but maybe that's going to be when the world is a little bit better place.
Yeah.
This is not the end of the road for us trying other things.
Right.
Just because one doctor says this is the end, this is what, you know, the last ditch procedure, doesn't mean we're not going to keep trying. It's just frustrating that we were hopeful.
You know what? That would be amazing if you sharing your personal struggles.
Yeah. Like
if somebody could connect you
Yeah.
with someone that is doing this sort of thing.
Yeah. Because Mackenzie had, she had a surgery to clean it up in there to see, but the trouble is the cartilage is gone now. They used her own hip bone to try.
She's had a bone replacement.
She's had a cadaver. They used cadaver bone with cartilage attached. She's had,
I mean, the file is
plates.
this thick on what
Yes.
this girl's gone through. This
Yeah.
person has gone through.
They've had, you know, she's got plates and screws, and then she had plates and screws removed, and then she had more cleaning. Anyway, she's had so much with her ankle. And I don't think she's been failed by her doctors. I think we've had amazing doctors along
Right.
the way. The trouble is it's just nothing's been working. So
Right.
anyway,
It's a really
let's
tough-
talk about more yarn.
Oh my goodness.
April 16th, which
Our
is
friend
tomorrow.
Susie from DFW says that she's so sorry to hear all of that.
Oh, thank you,
Haven't
Susie.
talked to Susie for ages. It's so
Yeah.
nice to see you here.
Who's Susie? What? Oh yes! Oh my gosh! I'm
Yes.
so sorry. I had a. Sorry, I'm
No,
not
you can have a
thinking
brain fart. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had a
Of
chance. to chat.
course, Susie. Hello. Good morning. Okay. This is the new. Is it a backyard
Oh,
chicken?
it's a rooster.
It's a rooster.
Hey, you guys, this is a sneak peek. This rooster is not in the Hugh Loco shop until tomorrow.
Anybody who loves like a deep magenta maroon rust.
Oh, this is really beautiful. This is really gorgeous. I think this is going to knit up. Well, it's going to be amazing.
Look at those speckles in there, you guys. It's on quite a neutral background, which I like because a lot of them are a little more saturated. So this has got quite a natural background.
There's that pop of that really pretty poppy orange.
I'm loving this, you guys.
Jodi.
Well, Nicole is so good at putting her colors together and putting those she's educated in color theory.
Oh, she's an artist. I mean, she really is, like, literally an artist.
Yeah.
Was in art school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love those three together, kind of like drama and the soft blushy mauve. And then this really fun kind of pumpkin-y speckle with a smear of the blush. Like it's going to be really gorgeous.
And there's
when
some
it's knit up.
yellow in there, you guys, peeking through. I mean, it's so beautiful. You guys, I just about shit my pants. It's 2 hours and 41 minutes.
I just noticed people are going to be like, YouTube has no use for you. You should go
They're
home.
like, this is obnoxious. Goodbye.
Okay, so do we want to share? We do.
I do want to share this.
So at the Knit City Knit Night on Friday, which was so much fun. And thank you so much to everybody that came. And thank you to Espace Tricot for having us. There were so many amazing guests. We had a great time. But Espace Tricot has just designed a new shawl, a wrap. And it's stunning. It's called the Bijou Wrap.
They've redesigned an older pattern
Right.
of theirs.
They reworked it.
Yeah.
So now it is this stunning chevron, and it's a mix of yarns, and you're holding double.
Yeah.
So this lace weight and the mohair you hold these double. This is again their Luna base, the BFL that I showed, and this is the mohair. And then there's a single ply fingering weight. This happens to be the sienna color, the La Bien-Aimée color that is in my sweater here. And then La Bien-Aimée just recently released a brand new base. It is a sparkle mohair, and it's called Bijou. The base itself is called Bijou. Do you want to open it?
Oh God, you guys, it's so good.
It's a really subtle, gorgeous, elegant, beautiful, beautiful. Like it's very subtle, but like so gorgeous.
You guys, you can see it in there.
So I don't know if they still have some on their website, but it was on their website this weekend, the Bijou. It's a newer base for them. So I think they have to, get restock at some point. But Espace Tricot used their La Bien-Aimée color, which is You Had Me at Tricot. It's like it's a peachy, pinky, really pretty. And then Jasper and Sienna, the colors that we worked with Amy.
There's 3 color combos.
So this is a kit, is what I'm saying. You can go to espacetrico.com. They have kits in those 3 colors. And usually all of their patterns are free. You can go to Ravelry and download everything. Right now, this pattern is only available in the kit, which I think is really fun, because then you're going to see lots of these colors. It will definitely be free at one point. But for right now, if you want the pattern, if you want these colors, it's at Espace Tricot in their shop. People have gone pretty
Just
crazy.
a minute. Can I get this pattern on the website?
No, not right now.
Okay.
It is kit only for a little
Got
while.
it. Exclusive to the kit.
And I mean, there's some people that the kit, it's never available. It's only available in a kit. They will have this free soon-ish, but right now for the launch, it is part of a kit only. So Melissa and Lisa are incredibly generous, and they just said, we really want you guys to have your color, your wrap color. So these amazing kits showed up, and our mouths just about popped open. It's so beautiful.
You guys, this bijou sparkle, along with the colors that Espace Tricot has paired with it,
It's elegant and gorgeous.
it's ridiculous. This shawl is out of the, they hit it out of the park.
I'm
with this
totally
one.
gonna knit one.
Yeah.
Jodi and I really want, with Melissa and Lisa's blessing, we really want to make this a giveaway. Life sucks.
We're so
it's
fucking nice.
It's so hard right now.
Yeah.
Everything is, it's so
Jesus.
hard.
Let's just quit and knit 24 hours a day.
This is the whole, we started coming to you guys every week at the beginning of last pandemic. We started doing weekly giveaways because it's just hard. Everywhere it's hard. And if you watch the news every day, it's just hard to keep upbeat. This was our way, a tiny little way to maybe make your day better.
Yeah.
Is that if you got a chance to win something through our podcast. So next time we podcast, this will be our giveaway.
What's our giveaway this week?
This week, we're giving knit collage knit along.
Okay.
So you win the kit for the pillow, you get all the patterns, you're entered into the knit along, you get everything that comes with that. So thank you to Amy. Thank you to Melissa and Lisa for spoiling us.
We wanted to show you guys this, and I know we're not going to give away till 2 weeks from now,
Yeah.
but we wanted to give you the opportunity, if there were kits that you wanted to look at, that you could go to Espace Tricot.
Yes, the kits are still on the website.
Yeah.
So we will not be here next week. I'm going to be going to the mountains with my husband to just have a change of scenery. It's going to be a few days to just sort of get away.
I was going to make some weird sex joke, but I won't.
You shouldn't. You're funny. I don't even care.
Take the cherry panties. You
Right.
know what movie that's from?
No.
Blended. Remember when the kid, he was eating them? He goes, what are these cherry panties?
I actually really like that movie.
Oh, it's so cute.
That's a really cute movie. So anyway, it's beautiful. The wrap is stunning. The kits
The
are
wrap is
available. It's a real, collab between La Bien-Aimée and Espace Tricot. Those ladies are so great. So
You know what stood out, and I didn't really look at it really well until this past week, is the Espace Tricot La Bien-Aimée exclusive color.
oh, it's so good. It's so beautiful.
It's like pink and corally.
Yeah. And speckly. It's gorgeous.
beautiful.
It's gorgeous. So I mean, don't get me wrong, we love doing these giveaways all the time. It's so much fun to have people.
Yeah. I mean, we could do 4 giveaways this week.
I'm happy to put another one up.
Let's do it.
Okay, so that's okay. Wow, fun.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the knit collage knit along giveaway is, we're going to be drawing it this weekend anyway. So it's just kind of a quick one.
Yeah.
So that people can continue to go to the site and get their own kit if they would like. This will be up for a couple of weeks. This bijou wrap
Let's do that.
giveaway will be up until our next video, which will be in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Maybe we could draw it online live.
Well,
No,
that would be
maybe
super
not.
fun.
No.
Why not?
I
It's
don't
only
know.
2 names.
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And the last giveaway was for the Brooklyn Tweed hat bundles, that really cool ranch yarn. I've drawn names. I've notified them, and
What?
Brooklyn Tweed will send you the
I
yarn.
was going to say, we should always send the giveaways home with me. Because I can just create the label at home.
This one was the Brooklyn Tweeds mailing it.
Yes.
So
I love
two lucky winners are winning. You get 2 skeins of their new Ranch 03. It's really nice sport weight merino. So you get, so as soon as I hear from those 2 winners, I'll send their info to Brooklyn Tweed, and Brooklyn Tweed will mail you your thing. But that was our last one.
This is open worldwide. Anybody who wants to enter.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
We will ship this anywhere. And we just,
do you have pictures you can get off the Tracie Co website? I'm going to take these and then you can just pass along. I just think that makes it easy for everybody.
Okay. But you can go to Instagram and you can give some love to Tracie Co. They've got beautiful photos of their wrap.
Marianne asked, how do I enter the giveaway?
Oh yes, that's such a good question. I always think that everybody knows that. We do our giveaways. It's just the easiest on Ravelry. Sometimes we do them on Instagram. It's super easy on, we've had issues with people contacting us on Instagram.
Not everyone has
and
Instagram.
YouTube. So there's not a perfect for everybody. We totally understand that, but it is on Ravelry right now.
Mary.
So go to the Grocery Girls podcast group on Ravelry. And the giveaways are there. And I mean, just go ahead and enter. We will send this anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And we'll draw 2 names next time. Yeah. And that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
And when the pattern is free, we'll let you know. But follow us,
Tracie
Co, and then you'll know.
They always have a great presence on social media. They do a really good job.
And they're a yarn shop in Montreal, Canada. And I cannot wait to go there.
Well, next year we will be at Knit City, Montreal.
Yeah.
Tracie got her first vaccine.
I got my vaccine. I got a vaccine.
Were you?
My first vaccination.
Did we talk about that last time?
We had it the day of our No, the day after our podcast. I did it Friday afternoon.
Okay. Tracie had a vaccine.
I did. And it went
And how do
really
you
well.
feel?
Great. A little bit tired the first day. Sore arm the second day. Nothing the third day.
Can I just say this?
Sure,
and
why not? I mean,
we're already at
6-hour podcast. Are we doing a podcast-a-thon?
No, it's
12 hours.
Can you imagine?
This is 3 hours. This is ridiculous.
So we were more than happy and felt honored that we were in industry that they were referred to as essential, not to be confused with frontline workers.
Our regular job.
Those
not
are
knitting.
Right. The frontline workers are the medical staff and the ambulance and all that, but we were considered essential service and required to stay open.
Right.
We were also compensated by our government saying that we're going to give you this one-time hero payment.
Oh yeah, right.
Just because that's coming right away. But yet they're not acknowledging grocery store workers who are face to face with hundreds of people in public a day and required to be open, that are not put on a priority list for vaccinations.
Well,
I'm not saying before any medical staff.
Because when we booked our vaccine, there was a question about, are you an essential worker? And it did list grocery stores. But
because on the Alberta, I'm going to actually phone and see if I can book an appointment.
I think you should.
Because I'm real close to the age group that they're going to be doing. But I feel like being an essential worker.
Jodi, they haven't put firefighters in that group.
How about put teachers? That's what I mean. I don't want to take a place of somebody who should be vaccinated before me.
Right. And I'm sure there's a way to finagle it. I mean, people that are, lying on the system and all that other stuff.
You don't have to prove a medical condition. You can just lie and say I'm asthmatic.
The place that I went to a local pharmacy,
Oh.
And he said there was somebody that came in and said they had asthma, and they pull your name up.
Okay.
And her
Oh,
healthcare
she's
didn't
never-
list
okay,
any asthma
got it.
medication.
I can just say I'm fat.
So they just said, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait until your
Okay.
time is called,
See,
right?
So
I don't think it's right for people trying to, I mean, it is a system, but at the same time, it is certainly not perfect. Like there's big holes in this process. Our family, everybody has a different underlying medical condition, and it was totally
Of
legit.
course.
But
when it comes to teachers not being on that
It doesn't
priority
make
and
sense.
firefighters,
especially
come
when
on.
so many cases broke out in schools and so many
Still, that's why the numbers are
isolations
soaring.
and quarantines and all of that stuff, especially because this new variant of the coronavirus is so contagious.
Mhm.
It's shitty. I mean, right? It's been really rough lately. I feel
Let's
like
eat something good today.
Oh
And plus we're kind of been dieting or eating healthier. So it's like,
Yeah.
like, I just want to feel
I'm like, how many points is that? How many points is chocolate fudge?
a lot. Oh, do you know what?
You guys don't look up the points of
Eggs
cheese.
Benedict.
Don't look up
It's
that
like
either.
87 points.
Sometimes you need to. Sometimes you need to.
Anyway,
We're trying.
I'm making beef stroganoff today. I don't care how many points it is. I'm
Well,
not even counting points.
Good. I found some really good salty snacks that are low points, and I have to say that's kind of a
Do
big
they
change
taste like
for me.
cardboard?
No, some do. The one you like, I think, is disgusting. I think it tastes like
Do you?
styrofoam. Yeah, I think it's so gross.
It's salty styrofoam.
But pop corners, I really enjoy. Love those.
Love.
There's a spicy cheddar. I enjoy those.
Chicka
very much.
Chicka Boom Pop.
Yes, I love that too.
I don't think that's the name, but
No,
it's
but we know
similar.
what you mean.
Yes.
Anyway, oh my God, you guys, 3 hours. Okay, so this 3-hour video will keep you till 2 weeks from now when we come back.
Guess what?
What?
This is our longest podcast ever.
Well, of course, it's ridiculous. People are going to look at this when it comes up in their feed and go,
No.
who do they think they are that they have this much to say?
Yeah.
But we did have 45 minutes of a great chat with Amanda and a maker spotlight. So I am zero regret.
The one thing I wondered out loud to Tracie is I wonder if a maker spotlight on its own, so we don't have to worry about getting off enough time to podcast with the rest of our stuff.
Yeah, tell us in the comments below, would you be interested in just a maker spotlight video
For 1 week.
60 minutes and then an actual podcast? But honestly, we don't have maker spotlights lined up like that. We just have whatever works, when it works, we put it in. But yeah, maybe we should do that. Maybe when we do have a guest,
It can still
instead
be
of-
Thursday at 10,
right,
but this week is a maker spotlight.
with no knitting.
Yes.
Okay,
Just something to think about.
I'm game. Why
Yeah.
not?
Oh, whatever.
And in the meantime, if you're looking for a knit along, the Beeve along, the Comfort Fade Cardi knit along still going strong in our Ravelry group. Please go check it out. This week, La Bien Me, I believe it's this Friday, has their knit night. Their Zoom knit night with amazing guests. Jacqueline
Ooh.
Cieslak is one of the guests.
Okay.
We're
Tracie ordered all the books. They're coming, you guys.
gonna have we're gonna be carrying some pom-pom products and
Embody
books.
books.
Yeah. So we want to talk about that, but we definitely ran out of time today. But maybe next time we'll talk about Embody, how much we love it and how important we think this size inclusivity and what Jacqueline Cieslak as one of the
I
you know
want to talk
people.
to her.
I would love to. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
I'm going to reach out once we get those books.
Anyway, we have some things planned and we hope you guys are here for that.
Oh my God, you guys, it's been a roller coaster today. Thank you for joining us.
This has been therapy a little bit.
A little bit.
I feel like I could bawl my eyes out and a nap.
Yes.
And I don't even nap.
Sometimes when I think about it's happened before at different times when I think about Mackenzie and her, it's going to now be a lifelong struggle. The tears come and they don't stop.
Yes.
Right? Like
especially when it's about our kids.
like it
I
comes
know-
from your core.
Yes.
And you cannot stop your eyes from pouring and just the overwhelming sadness. But the feeling after,
I think it's like a desperation. Like you just feel like, what is that word? Like you're just,
desperate's a really good word.
you just
Hopeless?
feel so hopeless. Like there's just a lot of hopelessness feeling. Where do I go? I'm willing to do anything to help this along.
Yeah.
Literally anything.
Yeah.
And not having an avenue to pursue.
And you know what else
Especially when it's your kid.
pisses me right off is that our doctor is reluctant to put her on permanent government assistance for disability.
And yet they're unable to stand up. And
How
work.
many, she's 24. How many years does she have to suffer? Since she's
Coming
15
up
and
on a decade.
24. But not yet. We haven't
And you really didn't even know the extent of the injury for a long time. Right?
well, we didn't know how unfixable her case was.
Right.
Right.
And when the doctor is taking this file to medical conferences and showing it to other orthopedists saying, wow, I have a case.
Tracie,
You think they would consider an ankle
Yes.
replacement because this is a very specific.
and I feel like
thing.
we had, talking and we said what orthopedic doctor we had. They said, oh, well, you've got the ankle, woman. You're
You're
at the
in
right
the right
place.
spot.
And then you're right. I forgot about that. She took Mackenzie's x-rays and file to a national convention down east to get their input. That's how Mackenzie's case is different from others. Like for some reason,
Here's the thing, you can never give up. You
Huh.
can't give up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't give up
Yeah.
because somebody will hear you. This, you know, if an ankle replacement is what would solve the problem, that's a frustration.
she's got to be 40.
Well, great. So now you have to suffer for 25 years
so-
before they'll do
Right.
that.
So yes, an ankle replacement is possible, but not for 15 years. Right?
Wow, that makes no sense. So
you're a perfect candidate for it, but not for 15 years.
So on paper, without her birth date, this would be a yes, stamp it.
she would have had it already. They would have had it already.
You can't give up.
No.
You have to stay.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Okay.
that this will still happen.
We're
Okay, you
done.
guys. Oh my gosh, I have a headache. I'm super hungry.
Jesus. We should order a skip.
That's what stress does to me.
Yeah. It
Stress
gets
goes
tight.
straight to my head. We had a very stressful conversation before we got our vaccines. Georgia was very nervous.
Let me tell you, the idea,
But of course, it's 30 minutes before we leave. And
Yeah.
it's like,
there's so much talk.
there was
about
a
side effects.
Yes.
Reactions. Tracie said she's going to have Bell palsy.
Well, who knows?
Let me tell you, every time I get the flu,
I-
I think I'm going to be that one person that
I
has
was not-
that.
I think I always feel a little nervous getting a vaccine, but I'm definitely a vax. I never not get vaccine. So, you know, yes, my doctor would always say, you know, of course I'm going to get it. It never
No.
occurred to me. And I actually felt kind of emotional. Like it seemed like a while ago where you're like, all I want
Is the vaccine.
is we're just waiting it out till we can get the vaccine.
Tracie.
Our life has stopped. I haven't had dinner with my parents,
Yeah. You're going to make me fucking cry today. It's right. I'm right on the edge again.
you know? And when I hear people saying, I'm never going to get it, I'm never going to get this vaccine.
Why are you wearing a mask? I'm never going to get
I'm
Yeah.
never going to wear a mask. I'm never going to wear a vaccine. And there's people going around saying there's no such thing as a virus. And there's families that have been devastated because someone they love has died. My brain can't put those together.
Yeah.
Of course so I'm telling you right now, yes, I worried about side effects.
Oh,
I got the Moderna vaccine. It went exactly as I expected it to. I had a sore arm and I was a little bit tired.
I'm the kind of person who cannot read side effects on medication.
No, right.
Otherwise, I won't take
I
it.
mean, Georgia's got intense. I mean, maybe you guys share that. Your anxiety
Yeah.
is on alert all the time.
Mhm.
So when you hear a side effect, you think, well,
I'm going to
your
get it.
anxiety just goes crazy that of course it's going to be me.
Mhm.
So I just want to share that it went really well and that I will absolutely be getting my second one. And, you know,
Lori
good Lord.
said she has Bell's palsy and it sucks. I hope you don't think I was making light of it, but it is a true symptom of some of these vaccines, especially the flu. That was one. And for me with my anxiety, I know that there are these side effects and I think we're going to get them. I'm going to get them.
I know that of course you could get a side effect,
Mhm.
but from what I understood,
It
was the same kind of risk as the flu shot.
and it way outweighs what's going to happen, what could happen if you get the COVID.
Right.
Anyway, I know.
Of course, we're never ever making fun of anybody's medical struggle.
No, I don't tease and say that. I
No.
say, I know that's a side effect. And I feel like I'm going to be the one that gets that.
Anyway.
The blood clots, that's always been scary for me.
Mhm.
Anyway, you know what? I wouldn't get Astra. Anyway, we won't talk about it. But
Wow.
this has been a day.
Oh my God, you guys.
I'm not cooking today.
Okay. This really has been kind of like therapy. It's been a little bit ugly and a lot personal. And I hope there's not anybody watching this later that's going to be all judgy and horrible comments down below.
Because you'll just be deleted.
Because nobody's perfect. And I hope you don't ever think that we think because life is messy and we are just too. We're as messy as
You guys see
you.
this put together. You don't see the messy shit lying around us, just like everybody else. Well,
Totally.
Amanda's office looked a little messy. No, I'm just kidding.
Creative people are okay with
It-
that, right?
and my space is like that too, where I think Granny, who's very organized and everything's put away, would get in a space like Amanda and mine's, where it's just like,
all she'd want to do is organize.
yes.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure Amanda knows exactly where it is. And I actually think it's kind of inspiring. Like,
I
to
love
see
those
yarn
spaces.
everywhere, and it looks great. And
Yeah.
again, huge thank you to Amanda for giving her story and her time. And I just had the best time chatting with her.
It's therapeutic.
I hope you guys go check out her shop and her patterns and her Dear Knitter column. It really is. I'm so thrilled she said yes to come on, because I really wanted to share her.
Yeah.
I think she's really fun and unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where was, I didn't see Adela today in the chat. Did you?
I don't see all the chat, especially on the phone. Oh, there's Amanda right there. She said it's so messy. Nice, Jodi. Jodi's judging your space.
Wow.
You should see Jodi's
Like
office.
mine. I only
she can
judge because mine's like that. You're right, but I love the space like that. I wouldn't have it anywhere. Speaking of tchotchkes and stuff I don't need, it's lining my room. And I love every second of it.
It's what? You're
All
right.
the tchotchkes, like they're everywhere.
Yes.
I love it.
But they're cute in their memories,
Yeah.
right? Where you got them and who gave you some or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, you will not miss us next week.
You'll still be getting catch up with this one next week.
Totally. That was our plan. We're going to give you a 3-hour podcast so nobody complains
So
about
you can
nothing
watch
next week.
1.5 hours today, and then pretend we're back next Thursday and watch the other hour and a half.
It's ridiculous.
Mhm.
That's so funny. Okay, we should go. So beef stroganoff for you for dinner tonight. I don't know what is happening for me tonight. What did I make yesterday? Oh,
I had
did the chicken
burgers.
burgers.
Mhm.
They were okay. It's okay. I'm so not inspired by cooking these days. Maybe I'll do something like burrito bowls or like really yummy flavor. Like I love
Anything
like
with
pico de
that fresh-
gallo.
yes.
Yeah. That kind
Just
of stuff.
make good old beef tacos.
Yeah,
Ground
that would
beef
be good too.
tacos.
My husband would
They
love
give me
that.
such heartburn, but
Just
I
'cause
love a beef
I never make
taco.
that.
Tracie, you should do it.
I do sliced chicken usually, like for tacos.
Sometimes I do one package of ground beef in a pan and one pack because I like one of each.
Okay, that would be good.
So like just the good old taco time
Oh my God.
beef taco.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we gotta go.
Okay, this is really bad. I feel like I don't even know how to end it, but thank you for
Thank you
everybody. Thank you for coming to
coming.
say hello.